You are now entering Maximum Driftcast, the only drifting podcast hosted by a Spanish soccer mom, a 30-year-old silver-haired fox going on 60, and finally, a 200-pound bowl of spaghetti with chimichanga arms.
The champions, we are the
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody. Welcome to Maximum Driftcast, the only
What about
drifting dogs and bitches. Cats.
Oh, start over.
Damn it.
You
Send it.
Sup, fucking idiots? You ready to get drifted on with some facts?
Let's.
How
Who wants to get punched in the face with drift knowledge?
You're about to get socked and rocked with a heavy drop of drifting only related news and footage. No footage. Facts.
When I was in the penitentiary, Sam, I used to fill socks with drift knowledge and beat people with them while they're sleeping, dude.
That's a good analogy for our pod. And then
Yeah.
let's say the left sock is full of drift knowledge and the right sock is full of a bar of soap and a bunch of dad jokes.
Yeah,
That's
Nice.
sorry,
So
Paco.
No,
were you doing a bit that I interrupted? What was your bit?
No, I botched it. I was just about to send it to you.
Every single week,
Yeah.
we have time to practice. You can practice your intro in the mirror. You can practice it on all your friends at work. And they can give you live feedback on how your intro is. And it's still, every single time, it flops.
You butcher it.
I butchered it. It's not the same when we're live, because when you're live, it's like immediately as soon as the start streaming button goes up, it's just like
It's tough. I get it. It's tough. But that's why we're in the showbiz and we get paid the big bucks. People expect high quality content, high quality dad jokes, riff raffs.
Yeah.
Bucket of smiles a minute. That's
Yep.
really what it's about. Corey, see, you haven't been here for a couple of weeks. I heard you
only
got
missed last
trapped.
episode.
You got trapped at the Area 51 raid.
Yeah.
So what did you see there? Tell me about the raid.
I saw this dude named Gorlon, and a little alien. And I clapped
Gorlami.
his cheeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I clapped his cheeks. Dude, no wonder why they lock them up. Those dudes are freaks out there.
Yeah, they're freaks.
Yeah, they're
what
freaky.
What sort of alien tech did you get your hands on? I heard they had a 3JZ out there.
Yep. They have the drill dozer, which I usually didn't spend much time with. You know those beads that Paco has, the glasses?
Yeah,
The glass
those were
bearings.
actually there, yeah. The
Okay.
beads were there, the glasses.
Yeah.
But yeah, those dudes.
That's
it's
your
like a
weapon of
sex
choice.
dungeon. Area 51 is just a giant sex dungeon, and security guards and the aliens just get down.
They go at it.
Dude. Disco lights. It should be like Studio 51. You know, it's like it was. I want to go back.
I like Studio 69. Jeez.
Studio 51, guys. I feel like the aliens and the guards and the scientists, they would have probably like a classier BDSM scene with like eyes wide shut, masquerade, masks on so you can't see.
Oh, do you know what I walked into, Sam? It was like I walked in, I opened the door, and I like walked into the intro scene of Blade 1, where we're like in this dungeon, and then instead of blood coming from the vents, it was actually just jelly.
Ew.
And so we were having a jelly dance party.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it was
Sounds
awesome. Dude.
yummy.
You should have really went. It was me and like 55 other people. Nobody else showed up.
Yeah, I was curious if it was going to be like 10 people or 10 million people. It looked like about 10,000 actually did show, so that's pretty cool.
Do you even know the intro scene to Blade? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I know it very well.
Very good.
Good. Okay.
Don't ever challenge my Blade knowledge again on
Dude,
the show.
I said it and I saw some confusion, so I'm like, I really hope
No.
understand the Wesley Snipes Blade intro.
I was thinking for when drifting is over and everyone hates drifting and it's over entirely, you know, what are we going to go into? I feel like we could definitely do movie recaps.
For sure.
I'd say just spend like 2.5 hours just explaining the movie Blade to people.
And
Welcome
great
to
detail.
I'm down for that.
Maximum Blade Cast.
Yeah, but also, I mean, I guess the entire show could be a Blade themed show. But I was thinking also, like, obviously we got knowledge on Weekend at Bernie's. I've got an intimate knowledge of Howard the Duck, Big Trouble in Little China. Obviously, I know Brian knows a lot about as well. So I mean, it's there's possibilities for when drifting's done.
Yeah.
Well, we're about ready to enter that portion of our season, boys, where we are going to be professionally formally driftless for a few months. I think 6 months.
But there's so many other fancy things to talk about. We can get down and dirty with the drivers that we didn't talk to as much this year. Get down and dirty with some builders, and then definitely gotta focus on some of the other series out there. There's some big series.
We'll be at SEMA.
We're gonna be at Semen. We're gonna be a bunch of Semen.
Yeah, we're gonna be some Semen at SEMA.
Yeah.
Which we'll be getting the dirty there too, on what everybody's doing. We get to watch everybody hustle their programs and try to make $1 million deals, which is one of my favorite things to watch.
How many programs are you going to sell this year, Colby?
How many programs? Probably 3, 4, 6, 5, 7. Probably 3.
What's your SEMA build? We all know about Paco's C3 Corvette SEMA build.
My SEMA build is going to be a either an Oldsmobile Cutlass or a 1986 Monte Carlo G-body, dude.
You ever seen the movie Rocketeer?
Yeah, that's the dude who sticks that thing.
The red rocket.
Yeah. So that's my outfit. I mean, my transportation unit that I'm going to be debuting at Seaman.
Oh, well, speaking of which, it's not going to fall on Halloween. So what are we going to dress as for Halloween? I was just in my garage today and I found a Roller Dad costume still.
Yeah,
boxed.
Roller Dad is a good costume.
Roller Dad is boxed up.
Corey showed up to one of my Halloween parties 5, 6, 7-ish years ago as a Roller Dad. And I had an all-tile floor in my house with elevation changes, like some stairs here and there. And Corey just comes roller skating in, wearing his windbreaker and tiny shorts, sunglasses on, can't see a thing, and just...
We went to Cobra Bar. I won the
impressive.
Sexiest costume contest, remember?
I feel like you roller dadded in my house, too.
I did. We started off at your house, then we roller dadded out to...
Cobra. People liked you a lot. And then I remember some girl got mad that she thought you were making fun of people with mental disabilities. The best part was you were just being you. You weren't doing like anything untoward into like anyone with a disability. You were just flailing around on roller skates, unable to control yourself, which was accurate to the scene.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite costumes. I did win. I still have a trophy in my room, actually. My few trophies I do have, the Sexiest Costume Award is up front in front of everyone. So when people enter my house... Yeah, I did get that.
Knives9 in YouTube chat says is that the costume from your Hoonigan Sponsor Me video that we made. It's pretty close.
It's close, but a few things have changed since that.
It's been upgraded.
It's been upgraded. It's always been fine. Same skates, but the wardrobe is upgraded.
Mm-hmm. Paco,
yes.
You're building a Semen card. What's the status of your C3 2JZ Betty?
So the fab is pretty much done. We're just like adding the floor. Well, we were actually pretty much the floor was going to be done, but we realized that we need to drop the seat like 2 inches down because half of my melon sticked out of the T-tops.
That's cool. You should have kept that.
I should have. Like, so we're dropping the floor down, and it's getting there. I mean, the engine is sitting in the right place, so we're building the tranny-tunnel floor and firewall, and got a lot of goodies on the mail.
Sounds like it's going to be ready in 3 weeks.
It's not going to be ready in 3 weeks, Sam.
Okay.
But it's going to look...
Are you going to invisible drive shaft it into SEMA?
It's a Bluetooth drivetrain, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the best quality, high speed, wireless drive shaft. Link ECU, hook it up with their their Wi-Fi fuel injection.
Injector.
Yes. And even like Radium Engineering got me that Bluetooth fuel hoses. They just send it through the air.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Modern technology. I bet that's all Area 51 tech.
It's getting there, and we've been working hard on it. Unfortunately, Will, our fabricator, he got sick for like 4 days, so kind of like slow. It got a little slow at some point, but.
God damn it, Will.
Damn it, Will. But no, it's back and it's getting there. It's getting there. We got still receiving a lot of parts from sponsors and I'm very, very excited.
Have you figured out who's going to store my drift car in Arizona yet? That's a bigger thing that we need to figure out because I would like to drive at Desert My Hand.
Corey says he only has one spot, so I think we should.
Corey's not going to help me out.
We should just
you
put.
have 15 cars.
We should put your car. We should put your car on top of Corey's.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm a power top, Corey.
Just bring it, baby.
Yeah, baby.
You're about 100. You're about 135 pounds soaking wet, Sammy.
And I'm always wet.
Oh God.
No, I know. I just mean that I like being hosed down at once every few minutes because my skin dries out. You know how it is. Before we talk to our glorious guest, definitely make sure to, if you're listening now live, go to the YouTube and there's super chat on there, and y'all can make sure that your question gets addressed at some point during the episode. We had so many actually during Chelsea Denofa's last episode that we had to kind of push a lot of them to the end, but
yeah.
That we'll still answer them. We'll still address them. It just might take a minute. But yeah, if you're listening live, make sure to do that. If you're on Facebook, head over to YouTube and do that. Feel free to keep watching on Facebook too. And then, of course, we want to thank all of our sponsees. Grid Life is the official season, I think, has come to an end. But there may be some stuff at SEMA. Stay tuned. I'm not confirming or denying. I haven't heard back actually yet. But
thanks, Grid
there
Life.
might be some cool stuff going down at SEMA with Grid Life, and then who else we got, boys?
We have.
You already mentioned one.
Yeah, we have
ECU.
AM intakes. AM intakes.
Nope, I just said your ECU, and then you said AM intake. God damn it.
Oh.
Should we start the whole show over?
Let's just fire it up again.
No, we should.
Welcome to Maximum Driftcast, the only drifting podcast with sponsors. Sam.
Let me think. Let me think. My ECU sponsor, AM intake.
I didn't hear the ECU part.
Do you want to take it from there?
Link ECU, the sponsor of the show. It's on Corey's car. Corey's car runs great. It didn't run great before because it didn't have Link ECU. Now it's on Link ECU, and the car runs. How's it run, Corey?
It's you saw me popping and banging around most racetracks out here, so it's al dente.
Al dente. And then Sam, you want to give us our intake sponsor?
Yes, intake sponsor. Corey, what's been your intake this week? I'd say, if I had to guess, we're on Wednesday. I'd say we're about 9,000 cals. On the low end. High end, I would say 12,000. Depends. Are you cutting right now, or are you bulking?
Bulking. Always.
every other day is bulk.
Every day I'm bulking.
Intakes. Oh yeah, AM intakes.
Yes.
Thank you, AM intakes. Thank you, boys, for being induction and giving us the horses we need at the filters that you desire. They should write some copy for us because it seems like each time this gets worse. Do you want to call our guest?
Oh, and finally, just thank our Patreons.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you guys.
Which, by the way, I have a giveaway for our Patreons.
Oh.
Should I do that real quick?
Yep.
So, as some of you guys know, our very good friends from Grip Royal gave me a wheel for the 2JC Corvette. But they were so nice that they actually gave me two.
Are you sure that wasn't a shipping accident?
Nope. Scott sent me two of these, and one is specifically to give away. So there's going to be one
rad as hell.
winner. Look at that. It's got Maximum
That's
Driftcast.
actually really cool. Can I win this?
Yeah, you have to become a Patreon, Sam.
Oh, cool. How do I do that?
So you go patreon.com/Maximum Driftcast, and you if you give us $1, you get one ticket on our giveaways. If you give us $5, you get 5 tickets on the giveaway.
Oh, sick.
We
do giveaways kind of informally throughout the year, but then you guys, the main thing is you get to support a drifting podcast, and we pretty much only use that's pretty much the only money we make doing the show, and by make I mean we reinvest into different audio equipment or getting us out to events and so on and so forth. So we greatly appreciate all Patreones, and you can win some cool stuff like them wheelsies.
Yeah, that's a unique. There's no other one except the one on my car. Maximum
That's
Driftcast.
Cool.
Maximum Driftcast wheels got my My little taco logo down there.
Yeah, why is your logo on it?
Because it's for the Taco Ibarra Corvette.
Selfish.
Yeah. We'll arrange something for you, Sam. What's your
It's all
logo?
good. I actually got one. I actually have a grip oil on my my drift car.
That's
been
right.
2.5 years.
Corey-
So I've got that Chris Forsberg edition.
Yeah.
And then,
New car?
Oh, you have the synthetic suede? Chris Forsberg edition?
Yeah, I got one of the last ones, I think. And then I got that Ryan Turk Mishimoto shifter knob. Got all the goods. Got all the
Nice.
goods.
Nice.
And
nice,
I haven't
nice.
used any of them.
Perfect. Well,
That's
I mean,
awesome, Sam.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for helping me out.
oh, you have a
call-
motorcycle too?
Somebody's stealing your hog.
Oh, you heard that? Sorry. Oh, guys.
Yeah.
I gotta go get my shotgun and shoot that guy because he just took my.
Just
my big
stole your
hog.
hog.
The,
Sorry for the Venice Beach noises. You
the
know how it
gnarly
gets.
Davidson.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're all familiar with him at this point in the show.
Oh yeah, they're great.
Well, I say, we either. What do you guys want to do? Want to go home or want to talk to our
I
guest?
want to call up that guy that is named after that lovable character in Too Fast, Too Furious, and the occupation of our sweet baby Jesus. If you had a speech impediment.
Well, let's see if he's on the line. Because if he's not, I could totally go to bed right now, man.
Wow. Way to amp him up. Oh, hey, man.
oh.
Welcome to our show. I'm ready to fall asleep.
Hey, that's awesome. Can you guys hear me or no?
Yeah, but we
can hear
can't
you, but
see
we
you.
can't see you. Yeah.
Why not?
Let's see that face. Show me your face.
Tap that camera button, bro. There you go.
There he is.
Maybe
in a racing scene.
maybe
and
turn
everything.
your cell phone
we're all-
sideways.
We're all in
I'm
racing
trying to be like
seats.
you guys.
There you
Yeah.
go. Try turning your
Damn.
phone sideways.
You go landscape mode for us?
There you go. Oh,
Let's see this way.
yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Perfect. Beautiful.
Awesome.
Oh,
Okay, so Brian is gonna arrange. Brian is gonna arrange
hear
the
us.
footage. So
hold on. So yeah, we gotta not hear us in the background. There you go. I think we're good. Yeah. Welcome.
Is that better? I'm
That's
trying to be like you guys. I just don't have a green screen yet.
No, you're doing great.
Soon,
Yeah.
man.
green.
You gotta invest. When you become big time like us, you can invest in a $40 Amazon green screen.
Hold
Got
on.
it.
There you
That's
go.
the deal right
Good job,
there.
Brian. All right,
I got a
bring,
green car.
there you go.
Who's that?
Boom. Look who's live with us.
Wait, who are you? I thought you were someone else. I thought that you were that guy from Too Fast, Too Furious.
Roman.
In whiteface.
Ooh, that's terrible.
Is whiteface cool in 2019?
I
I
think.
guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not in California.
Are you in California?
Yeah.
What part?
SoCal, so like Inland Empire, just out of LA area.
Nice. What's your address?
Social security number,
Yeah.
All
credit
of it.
card.
Got it.
If you couldn't tell, we're all expert interviewers here.
Corey's texting
Perfect.
right now.
Corey's texting.
I'm just getting the dirty gossip. You know, I'm just.
I just
prepared.
I just came
My
back from the
notes ready.
bathroom.
The green screen is broke. Rome, what's up, man? You are former the Drift Pro 2 Rookie of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we were pushing hard for the championship, but we found a wall instead. So.
Many did.
Like a lot of people did. Well, you know the saying, when you push hard, you might find walls.
Yeah, we did. We found that wall. We came out of the smoke and realized that we weren't gonna make it. And I just pushed the clutch in and just let it slam into the wall and just cartwheel around. And luckily, we got the car back together and back out there for top 16.
Nice.
And hopefully no physical injury.
No, we were good. I think I was supposed to go in the ambulance, but I didn't really have time for that, so we just sent it.
I mean, you gotta send it.
I'm gonna ignore the fact you said ambulance, or was that intentional? I guess I didn't ignore it 'cause I mentioned it. I really enjoyed it, if it was intentional or not.
No, it's kind of funny. So growing up, I was born deaf, so I was really far
really?
behind in like reading, writing, speaking, all that. So yeah, I apologize.
No, don't apologize for that. That just makes me seem like an asshole. I really enjoyed the word ambulance.
Sam, you're a terrible person.
Do you remember that internet video? Like, this is early in the internet days of like the hillbilly guy trying to call the ambulance or trying to like hit a deer. He's talking to the 911 operator and he's trying to say the word ambulance. And he can't. Anyways, reminded me of that, and now I'm an asshole for making fun of speech impediment. Cool.
That's okay.
That's crazy though. But like, are you one of those kids that like was deaf, and then technology did something or surgery did something, then like at a tender age you were suddenly able to hear like a light switch, or?
No, I like slowly grew into it. I guess they weren't fully developed, so I had a bunch of tubes in my ears and stuff when I was younger, and then I did a bunch of speech therapy. It was in special ed my whole life, and yeah, kind of just slowly built it up, and now I'm okay. And now I think I'm actually going the other direction from welding and grinding and cutting and being around race cars so much. It's like not helping.
Killing your hearing now.
Always wear your pro. Like there's so many people in the race scene that I see, from like Nitro Funny Cars to NASCAR to of course drifting, and everyone's like, I'm brave, I don't need ear protection. It's like, that's fucking stupid, man. Like I have definitely have at least mild hearing loss, just because the first few years at FD, like I was one of those people trying to be cool, and then I realized how stupid it was. And then always wear your pro. But you honestly sound better at speaking than I do. I often fumble and fail to enunciate and sound like a monotonous. As all of our listeners / viewers will tell you, I sound annoying as fuck. So congratulations on being better than me, which isn't hard.
Well, I guess thank you. I'm not too sure, but
that was a compliment, I suppose.
I appreciate it.
Little parenthesis, actually, there was a post that Sam made probably like 4 years ago about a nightmare he had about he was on Formula Drift, and it was his turn to qualify, and he couldn't find his car, so he ran the track.
Yeah.
And qualified on 33rd. Well, didn't qualify. He got 33rd, and everybody made fun of him. And then he woke up and hated drifting.
It just sounds like you're talking about Corey.
Was your dream, like, were you dreaming you being Corey?
I guess.
Maybe that's what he was. No, I don't know. I think his computer took a shit.
All right, cool. All right, so Corey didn't make this episode after all.
Brian, let's get let's get him out, and let's get back to.
I thought maybe he just
the
shut
boys.
his camera off for a second.
No, I think his. Oh.
Sometimes Corey likes to go for a quick rip in the middle of the show, if you know what I mean. He's kind of a deviant.
Okay, so he's fine. Just leave it. All right, he's good. All right, so back to the beginning. Rome. Right. I've heard your name said many different ways. Some saying something different, something else than Rome. Saying Charpentier. What's the real name?
If we accomplish nothing else on the show, we have to accomplish this.
Yeah.
A name? All right. So I guess the American way would be Charpentier. But the last name is French-Canadian, and that's where my family's from, so it'd be Charpentier.
Charpentier.
We.
Yes.
So I guess Jared had it right after 4 rounds.
Yeah, he got it figured out. I think he likes me because we grew up in the same area, so, Southern California.
Nice.
You were born in Canada and then came, or you have always been an American citizen?
I've always been American. My father has always been American, too. But,
oh, wow.
Yeah, my father's parents were from, Quebec, Canada.
Nice.
I like Canadians a lot, so that's a bummer. That's strike one for Rome.
I met my wife in Canada. Does that help?
Yes, that's great. All right. That is strike removed from the board. Congratulations.
Nice.
I like it.
What is your drifty background? So you grew up in SoCal, and how did you get started? Let's go to day one, square one.
So wasn't really big into drifting. I was a professional stunt rider, like street bike stunts, for about 8.5 years. And I do stunt shows for drift events, but was really never interested in the drifting aspect of it. And I got a ride along in a yellow 8.6, a turboed orange 8.6, which I believe was Pat's back in the day.
We're talking like Hachiroku OG 8.6, not...
Yes. And we tapped the wall. I thought we were going to die at Orange Show and shot off the exit. But other than that, though, I was pretty intrigued in it. It was super cool. A couple years later, I went to Japan for stunt riding. We did the stunt show at the multiplex in downtown Tokyo, and that kind of like threw my eye more towards drifting. I was really intrigued by it again, and I've always had a Corolla. I had the Corolla for like 12 years, an 8.6 also. We'd kind of run the canyons, mess around like that, and then I went to my very first All-Star Bash in, I think it was the end of 16. And I got there in like a stock-ish Corolla, open diff, like not ready for it. And I remember sending it, I still have the video too. I'm sending it down the straightaway as fast as I can go, which is probably about 60 miles an hour because it doesn't go very fast at 90 horsepower. And I'm going and I hear this weird, like, just like ripping sound on me. I'm like, what is that? I thought there was something wrong. And I looked up and Forrest passed me full lock in the 2J car. Nice. Like just one big Manji. Flick one Manji back and then just initiates all the way down. I mean, you must have been doing at least 130 miles an hour. And I'm like, right. I think I need to upgrade my car. So the Hachi is no longer, and fellow, I know I'm going to butcher his last name, but Abriliano or something? Abrilio? Yellow E36 driver? Anyways. I jumped in with fellow. He happened to be there too, and it was like a nitrous turbo E36. And he was ripping around in it, and then I was sold. I was sold on the E36. Wasn't sold on the turbo build. So the guy next to him was Daryl Priona, who's now actually my spotter. And I was like, "Hey man, like, can I check out your car?" And we kind of talked about the build, and I got really hooked on the LS aspect of the car because it seemed really, really simple to me. So I ended up building a BMW with an LS in it, and that was kind of my first like actual drift car. I remember driving it to the first event was the last round, I think, of 2017 in Top Drift. And on the way there, we overheated because I was daily driving this thing. So I like drove it through the track full of tires.
Daily driving, yeah, that's awesome.
LS, loud.
Street legal in California.
Yeah. Full, especially in California.
Yeah.
So we're driving that thing. We're overheating. It hit like 250 degrees. I'm like, this is probably bad. So we're spraying the thing with water. We're dumping coolers on it in traffic, trying to get the thing to cool down. It doesn't cool down. We take the hood off. That helps a little bit. We finally get up there, and yeah, that was our first event. Did not qualify at all. Could not even connect the track in the car. It wasn't really working. Had no idea what I was doing. And then that was like 3 years ago. So we've kind of
been fast since then.
Yeah, from there just kind of realized what we wanted and what I wanted out of the sport, and realized, I just kind of listened, and I would ask questions every event, like, hey, how can I get better? What am I missing? What do I need to work on? Taka was a lot of help to that. I mean, he was very good at noticing the problems with driving. So
let's just step back for a moment. There's a lot to fill in there. Who's your carb guy? Who do you take your car to? A Formula Drift spec car to get it street legal in California? I need to know.
I don't think there's an actual car guy. I think it's
carb guy. You know, the emissions test.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have anyone. It was a 328 that kind of ran, so that was how we originally set it up.
Grandfathered in for a minute.
Yeah, temporarily. Until they figured it out.
My daily 04 STI is pretty stockish on the spectrum of car modifications, but I had a hard time making that California legal.
Yeah, it's almost impossible now. They have so many rules, and now they have an exhaust like loudness test rule and all kinds of
which
things.
I will fail hands down with an external wastegate. It is. I can't even give it wide open throttle on the on ramp. It's too loud for me, and I really hate that. That's like the only time to really have fun, unless you go into the canyons, and I can't do it unless my windows are up. Corey.
There you go.
You're back.
Hey.
Did you have an accident?
No, I didn't have it. I almost did. I was listening to you guys talk about exhaust and stuff. I had to take a break.
You almost had an exhaust accident?
Yeah.
It was exhausting.
Corey,
Rome just caught us up. He's a black belt, capoeira.
I'm well aware of this man.
This
man really caught my eye at Grid Life, Colorado, and I was really stoked about it.
Yeah, he was driving the Dickens.
We partied out there, dude. The dude threw down.
Yeah.
You threw down.
He was one of my favorite Colorado drivers, for sure.
Yeah.
It was awesome to drive with you. I was like,
ooh. It's the attack of the internet. Yeah, the attack of the bad internet. Let's give it a second. Dude, Yeah, he's there you go. Okay, well, he was one of the things like Rome in 1 year. Okay, are you back?
There
you go.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I
you
don't even know what happened. I
had a
just
little
for a
bit
second.
of internet hiccup.
You ended up cutting out a little bit, but no, we were just talking about obviously going out there. That was your first grid life, I believe, and was able to come out and party a little bit, which was super awesome.
Dude, it was a lot of fun. My team loved it too. It was a great time. I'm really looking forward to hitting all of them next year. Like that, the goal is to hit all the drift events.
Well, see, like that's the thing. Like, I mean, one of the reasons we invited you over the show is because this year it's almost like you came out of nowhere. You came super strong, got into pro to finish 5th, which I mean, you know, this year Pro 2 was very tough. Like the competition level was definitely second to none. Finished 5th, got your rookie of the year. You also you made it to Great Life. You were killing it. You were like tandeming with everybody, with the big boys, just as hard. Like, dude, man, like I think this is exactly what a lot of the new drivers who are asking, like, what do I need to do to get people's attention, get me attention. It's pretty much that, like go hard, throw hard, go drive pretty much everywhere, give it a good show, always put on a smile. And I think that's what you've been doing.
Who says always smile? That's bullshit.
Look at him. He's smiling right now.
Yeah. I don't know if you have to, though.
You don't have to smile.
It's part of the fun.
There you go.
So kind of back to your driving all the time thing. SEMA, I guess it was 2018 was it? No, 2017. I was walking by and I asked Denofa, like, hey man, what can I do? He probably doesn't remember this conversation, but I asked him, like, hey man, what can I do to get better? And he's like, drive a lot. I was driving like 5 times a year.
Yeah.
So I was like, what's a lot? And he's like, my goal is 50. I'm like, okay, I'm a little bit of an overachiever. I'm like, all right, we're gonna make 50 happen. Don't have the funds, have no idea how we're going to make this happen, but we're going to make it happen. And my goal is 50. That year we hit, that was last year, we hit 73 days, I think, of driving. Insane. And this year we're already up to like 63 or 64 right now. We're going to NISFest next weekend. So NISFest, and then after that there's a Slide Factory event that I'm instructing for that night, and then hopefully make it to Vegas the next morning. That's insane. We're doing like as much driving as we possibly humanly can and can afford to do.
Oh, it's crazy that, I mean, it seems totally tangible, well planned, and spending a lot of money and energy. But yeah, like drifting once a week, it's definitely gonna go figure. Practice enhances skill. Who would have thought?
It's like that. I don't know if you guys have seen that meme where like there's like this person drawing and somebody's like, "Oh, you're very good at drawing," and like, "Oh yeah, it's practice." No, I mean you must have like some very special skill, and it's like, no, it's practice. No. But
to be fair, though,
I need the best pens or the best paper to be as good as you, and it's not the case.
No, it's all practice.
In drawing and in drifting and in many things, it definitely helps to have a natural talent. That's not to say that someone without a natural talent couldn't be better, but I think that the greats in all of these fields didn't start out drawing really shittily. Or like, I don't know, or driving so bad that they get in accidents once a month. But
even if you don't have talent, if you are, if you put a lot of effort into learning, you probably will learn.
You'll definitely get better.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. Like a lot of people wants to just like, oh no, it's just natural raw talent. It's like, well, I mean, maybe, but there's still a lot of work involved. Like it just seems like it's like a very dismissive thing to say. Oh, you're just such a natural. You didn't practice. You didn't put enough effort. And sometimes you even get a lot of hate. I mean, like I remember when Corey got his license. It's his first year in Pro-Am. He got his license straight up. Next year went to Formula Drift. Fucking everybody hated him. I mean, more than usual. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, dude, what you guys don't know is that this guy's he's been driving since, how long were you, Corey? Like 6, 7?
Yeah, no, I did the other route because I originally took the route of I want to be like a road racer, like an IndyCar dude. And so I did go-karts at 6, and then obviously went through that. Got a job
The whole
on around.
Whole Hosford family comes.
Yeah, and then
back
it's like
in.
drifting. I actually went to I talked about this a lot, but I went to the second ever Formula Drift event in Texas at the Reliance Center, which was actually the second round ever Formula Drift, and that's when I was like, drifting's kind of cool. And even though back then watching drifting in the United States in 2000, whatever year it was still like this backyard style type of event. And I remember like watching Mike Peters and the El Camino come out to some like banjo music for his top 16 driver intro, and I'm like, I need to be here. I need to be driving with these guys. It just took me. It just took me 12 years to get it, but yeah, that's when I first experienced, I guess, professional drifting at that level, and been there ever since. But
but they had top 16 intro music still.
But
like,
so do I.
I get why, like, I guess, like, usage rights things, they can't do it, I guess. I don't know, but that was one of the best things.
Yeah.
Corey, did you get to ever do a top 16 intro song?
No.
Damn it.
Unfortunately not, dude. But I was saving it because it's going to be banger, because if we do my top singing intro, Formula Drift might shut down.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, everyone's going to have big problems with your song choice.
Yeah, they're going to have big problems, and just what I'm wearing, too. Like, it's going to be, like, full... we might get all kicked out.
Yeah, but I look forward to it. It'll be your first and last top 16.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a little top hat on my Jimmy Johnson, dude, where he's dressed up. I'm gonna come out with sparklers in both my hands.
Look, if you're gonna be nasty, you better be fancy. That's what I
Yo, dude, classy. Classy's dude on top 16. I'll show up late too. I could show up late to top 16 and just like delay the whole show a little bit.
I like to show up late, all your briefcases hanging open, all your papers are stuffed in. You're just dropping things over the track. Toilet paper hanging off your shoe.
So, Rome, what was your Pro 2 experience like? Obviously, it was very successful, but what was kind of your expectations, and what did it feel like to either surpass that or meet that goal?
So it was kind of weird going into it. I didn't really have huge expectations. I went into it as, okay, what can I learn? This would be a good learning year, and then I should be ready to get set up and rock and roll for next year. Round 1 ended up going really, really well. I tend to work pretty well under pressure. So round 1 was solid for us. And I realized, like, wait a second, I think I have a chance to win this thing, like the whole thing. So I just shifted my mindset from, let's make this a only learning year to let's go for it type of year. But, one of my favorite, I guess, theologians or whatever you want to call them, whatever they are, he has a theory.
I think that's right.
The dude is, I think so. It's Mike Tyson, and I don't even know if he knows that he's this smart. But
is he a famous theologian?
Listen to this. So after one of the fights, he got punched in the mouth, right? And he gets knocked out, hits the ground. He's all like bloody and stuff, and he gets back up. And after the whole fight's over, he ends up winning the fight. But after the fight's over, they ask him, like, hey, man, like, what happened? Like, how, like, you got knocked out, you got back up, and you knocked the other dude out. Like, how'd that work? And he's like, well, man, I got hit. Like, everyone in life has a plan. And my plan was to be a champion, and I got punched in the mouth. And he's like, it's weird because we tend to have plans in life and goals and dreams. And he's like, dude, my goal was to be a champion, but then I got punched in the mouth, like, literally punched in the mouth, and hit the ground. And he said, only at that point could I really decide who I wanted to be. And I chose to be a champion. So he got back up and knocked the guy out. But it's kind of funny because the next round was Atlanta, which was a huge punch in the mouth for me. Because my plan was like, kill it. I was doing good at practice. Like, we were rocking it. I've never drove in the rain before. So once it started to rain, me and the team had no idea what to do. So we tried to go up in tire pressure. That caused a pretty good spin. That did not work at all. We went down in tire pressure, and it was good for the first half of the track until we just gripped up and, like, launched straight off the track again. So part of the 00 crew, and we realized we had no idea what to do in the rain, and I've never even seen how to drive in the rain. It was terrible.
Such a crazy concept because we see so many up-and-comers and dudes, even in Pro 1, that are PNW, Pacific Northwest guys that drive in the rain almost daily and drift in the rain, maybe weekly. And then SoCal boys don't have that experience because it pretty much doesn't rain here. That's such a weird thing to think about.
Yeah, never seen it. So especially not in a pro car or in a car that made more than 90 horsepower.
Do you know what to do now?
Yeah, so this is what we did. The next day, we went over to Lanier and drove Lanier with the Poland driver, or the Polish driver, I guess.
Polish, yeah.
And she really, really, really helped us out in a huge way. She told us exactly what to do. She drives a BMW on Achilles in Poland, and she's like, this is what you have to do. She set up the car, and she's like, just throw it like you normally would. And
Really?
the car drove phenomenal, and it really gave me my confidence back in driving, because I was like, wait a second. If it
Am I
rained,
good?
I'm screwed.
Yeah.
You're talking about
So what do
you're talking
you-
about Corolla pillar shakes, right?
The what?
Her
Corolla,
name?
Corolla pillar shake from Poland.
Is it Corolla?
Corolla,
Like a Toyota?
Polish driver, Polish drifter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her name. I just can't say it right.
Yeah, I feel like Paco saying Corolla is not correct, but we'll just let it slide for now.
Corolla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the setup that you changed? Because like we don't. I feel like we don't ever go into technical details enough. Like what if you're going from a grip to a wet setup in a LS BMW? What do you change?
So she ran the compression all the way down in the rear and dropped me from the 60 psi I was running. And yeah, that's right. I
Jeez.
run 60 psi like year round on the track because the car has so
Really?
much grip.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Orlando, I think we're like 58.
That's
But
insane.
yeah, dropped it from that to 1 bar, which I still got to figure out what 1 bar is. So when I know,
It's
what
like
to do, I think
14
it's
something pounds, isn't it?
12 pounds maybe. I don't know, something.
One
But
bar
anyways,
is 14.5 psi, I believe.
perfect. Thank you. So I guess we were running 14 psi, and dude, it
Jeez.
was dialed. Like the thing was on rails.
Wow.
I have to look.
Yeah, 14.5.
Can't believe that.
Something like that.
I don't know why I would know that better than you, Rome.
What?
But I don't know why I would know that better than you, Rome.
Because you run SR, and so you probably run like
No,
a
because
half a bar.
because-
or 1 bar.
because-
when I nuked my my first SR, I think because my wastegate line broke, I think it jumped up to a good 28. So two bar.
Sam
Yeah,
was
2 bar.
Sam was an initial
Talking
D boy.
turtles.
Yeah,
What did you say to me?
You used to be an initial D boy, and yeah. Yeah, there
Obviously,
you go.
Rome lived the life though. He was driving Hachiroku on the Toge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty dangerous.
I drove a Subaru on the Toge. All-wheel
Ooh.
drive, definitely. I would probably be dead if I didn't have all-wheel drive when I was doing canyon stuff as a teenager.
Supra?
Because Subaru, Paco.
I was like, what? I was like, what? What do you mean all-wheel drive?
No, I've been a flat. World is flat, dude.
Yeah.
I've been a flat boy all-wheel driver since I was born. Yeah, I like rear-wheel drive better though. I just always have dailied Subies for some stupid reason. What do you daily, Rum? Your FD car still?
No, not anymore. An F350 diesel dually. Nothing
Oh.
very good to do. I did.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a good daily in California.
Oh yeah, fuel is what's diesel price? Like $4.80 a gallon.
Yep,
Oh.
easy to find parking. You said you're Inland Empire, so you got a little more space out there. But like Turk doesn't even drive his like Tundra around in these here parts because there's just nowhere to park, even in a full size truck.
Yeah, it's getting silly. Basically, you have to own a Prius.
Yeah, or just have a cool car. Like, I don't know. Tesla 3, maybe BMW 3. It's all gonna be electric soon.
Yeah, it won't matter anymore.
We'll see.
But yeah.
What is your plan? What's your? Actually, I can wrap this into. We got some super chat questions here.
Yeah.
BE Performance says, "What is Rome doing for powertrain next year?" And also from me, what are you doing next year?
All right. So powertrain, which we're actually have already done, is turn up the boost. So we're running a 6.0 iron block with a Magnuson twin scroll supercharger. And this year we ran it at 8 pounds of boost, which made, I think, 650 to the wheels. And then our plan is to go up to like 850 for next year. So we're running a smaller pulley up top, a larger overdrive pulley on the bottom. And Saturday we will have numbers on where we're at.
Nice.
So are you going to pull the engine out of the car? Or are you just going to run it as is?
As is.
It's good. You got one. How many seasons? You have one season on it?
Yeah, one season, and Greg at Millennium Motorsports built the thing, so it's solid. I'm not worried.
I like your attitude.
That's the thing. It's simplicity, man. It's simplicity and consistency. As long as you keep the fluids and oil changed in that thing, then you shouldn't have a problem.
I started supercharged LS too, but you had
except I built mine was all built wrong. My car was built totally wrong. Because is yours built top end and bottom end, like crank and?
Yeah, it's all fully built, and then we run the Kendall GT1 oil on it, which seemed to be like the highest zinc and all these other things. And dude, it's perfect. We've never had any metal come out of this motor, even since the beginning of the startup. So nice. I'm super happy with it.
Yeah, I just did a compression test on my 2J just to kind of see where it's at, and it's all good. But it's just like one of those things where it's like, now I'm getting to that point where I want to check it. Because you see all these other dudes pulling their engine out, getting it rebuilt. And it's like, are you creating more work or do you really have an issue? Like, part of me wants to do it just to do it and have the kind of like, that thing off the back of your head that's like, all right, what about the engine one? But half the time, like, I've ran my engine for 2 years before I even decided to pull it.
Some people just really like taking shit apart, though. That ain't me.
No, it's not me either. Also, it's like, I did have a TVS 2300 Magnuson. Is that what you're running?
Yep.
So I had that same supercharger, and I think we got it up to about 12 pounds. But I was running like a massive 460 cubic inch like LQ9 truck engine. So I was running a big displacement engine with a semi-small supercharger. So what happens is I'd produce a lot of boost, and the engine would create more suction, and then the supercharger would kind of level out early. Like with a smaller displacement, like if you run like a factory bore LS3 or something like that, the supercharger works great, but I was asking too much for the supercharger. So I went into like a big heap of problems just because we built the engine wrong, and that's where they get sensitive. But if a lot of the people like Dirk Stratton, prior to having belt issues, Alec Honadell, once again, very simple 6.0s for 5.7 6.0s. Those dudes will run like a TVS 2300 and 8 pounds, and it makes 800 horsepower all day long. Way more responsive too.
Well, and they're super easy to replace. The parts are cheaper. Yep. To me, I like the packaging of it. Intake air temps stay super cold. Like the hottest I got to, I think, was 132 the whole year. So.
Oh, nice.
I mean, everything's staying nice and cold. It's happy. I'm barely working the motor. I'm super stoked for this thing for next year. It's gonna be a blast.
My most common memory of my FD season hanging with Corey was Dustin, his hetero life partner, with a bug sprayer full of water, just constantly wetting down Corey's engine, the radiator, because it was in Texas, in California. Every round, Dustin was just standing there wetting that thing down because Corey's car could never get back down to temp.
Yeah, Globalized Media says Matt Field, but he has a Vortex supercharger, which the Vortex and Magnusons are different because the Magnuson's a root style supercharger where it actually replaces the whole intake manifold.
It's a pretty big chunk of metal
versus a turbine. So.
Yeah, and essentially the Vortex is like a separate system outside of the intake manifold. It's similar. It's belt driven, but it's a belt driven
turbo, pretty much.
Yeah, it's a big old stinky turbo.
Yeah, it's like a belt driven turbo.
Yeah. So are you changing the livery or anything? Because obviously your car E36 supercharged V8.
Very recognizable, thankfully.
It's very recognizable because it's black and green, right? It stands out.
Yeah.
But what's your plans for next year? You gonna freshen it up a little bit?
We are freshening. Well, it has to get freshened up because we hit the wall and get 75 miles an hour.
Yeah. How bad is that?
So I answer both of it. So the funny thing is I grew up watching Days of Thunder, so I love the whole yellow like Days of Thunder concept. And there's two funny parts with that. So I wanted to add a little bit of highlighter yellow to it for next year. I wasn't really planning on adding it by hitting the tire wall because it's yellow all the way down the side of the car now. So that wasn't exactly what I had planned, but I guess we created it anyways. And you asked about and what was crazy is I remember, like, even in the movie, he goes low during that big crash. Like, he goes left, and that's when he crashes and, like, the whole scenario, which is kind of what ended up happening. I went left, and that was kind of low on a NASCAR track and hit the wall. So then the next run out, I ran against Brockaway, and all I thought of was like, stay high, stay right, stay right, stay right, stay right. So when I came out of the smoke, I was too far right and ended up losing the battle because of it. But
Days of Thunder ruined your chances.
Sure, yes.
See, what I got out of that movie was don't be a little bitch and drive
through it,
just
Rome.
wide open throttle. Whenever you see smoke, even if you know there's a wall right behind it, you just go wide open throttle. Because
Do the top and you'll make it.
Look,
So-
die cool or else. That's my tattoo.
Exactly.
It's
Would
not
you say-
die cool or else?
Would you say Dick Trickle is your spirit animal?
But his spirit animal, yes, he'll be my spirit animal.
Hell
Exactly.
I mean, pretty much it's Tom Cruise is your spirit animal.
I guess from that movie, yeah. I mean, Top Gun came out at the same time. That was a pretty good movie, also. So
Tom Cruise is on one.
Yeah.
He was really on one. He was also on an Apple box to stand up to be 5'5", because he's a very tiny.
well, he fits in cars better and probably
Petite
airplanes too.
individual.
Oh yeah, well he's like a jockey. I mean that's an FD. You can actually you guys know better than I. Do they weigh your car with the driver and fully wet or?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not like you get an advantage over someone say Corey's size.
No, I don't think weight has anything to do with it. Height is kind of an issue. I mean, but James is taller than me, so if he can make it work, I can.
You mean old Jane Stringbean? I can't even fucking insult him right. God damn it. So tired.
But one of the things about next year, which a lot of people wants to know. I mean,
Yeah, we haven't even mentioned where you're running.
Yeah, like because you got your license, your pro license.
Yes.
Are you going pro or are you gonna do one more year in pro too?
No, we're going pro.
Oh, sick!
Dude.
You're gonna go for the full pull,
Ryan,
huh?
put it together for
Might
this
as
guy.
well.
I mean, I like the attitude. I really like your attitude because you don't seem like a kind of dude that plays it safe. Like whenever we talk to Pro 2 drivers on the show and just talk about Pro 2 in general, it's always like, you know what, make sure you can dominate Pro 2 before going to Pro 1. And everyone's like, yeah, I'm going to play it safe. I'm just going to see, just really build my team, build my experience. And you're just like, fuck it. Let's go. I like it.
I mean, that's kind of got us where we're at now. Just going for it. I mean,
Raw dog.
what other choice do you have in life? Like just to sit around and be casual?
Well, it's like the nice thing too, though. Is like
you can.
the nice thing is like going back to. Well, there's two ways to look at it. Essentially, you could look at it as like, okay, do we need any more development time in the car? Do we go up to Pro 1 and if there's more development, do we develop it in Pro 1, or do we stay to become wizards of the car and develop it and then make that jump? Or it's, hey, I've already driven with half these dudes at Grid Life. I've driven them and seen them drive at a lot of the other Formula. I know we have what it takes, and then you just go and do it. So there's the two ways. But if you're confident that the car is dialed and where you want it, then yeah, there's no reason for an additional year of development. But it's
and you want to get into the big leagues. You have the opportunity, prove yourself here. Dudes like Dylan and Travis Reeder, I think they spent maybe one more year in Pro 2, but like they obviously made the jump. Even though was Travis a champion? I forget. Pro 2. No, Dylan.
Travis was the champion because Dylan lost because he crashed. Don't you remember they had the big issue last year at Irwindale? And Travis got hurt and Dylan got taken out and he still won. But it's like, once again, it also goes back to you are who you drive with. You know what I mean? It's like there's something going up there and driving with Vaughn and Chelsea and Forsberg and Turek consistently in practice in their pro car that it's going to force you to
and
grow.
Grid Life too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I hear from so many drivers that are, obviously the dudes that have driven thousands and thousands of drift days, don't count another day as something necessarily special as far as building skills wise. But dudes who haven't driven their car as much or drifters that are Pro Am or Pro 2 that just don't have as much seat time, they say that like, yeah, this weekend at Grid Life, for example, like I got 70 laps, and that's insane to think about. Like on a drift weekend, even like local, jam events, you sometimes struggle to get 15, 20 laps, but as long as your car doesn't break at a Grid Life, like you can drive all the time pretty much.
Yeah, I think it's your mindset of how you're approaching it too. Like when you go to the events, like what are you thinking about? Are you just out there to screw around, or are you out there working on something? So
how about both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do for a living? How do you sustain yourself?
So I used to do like transformational trainings, so personal development type stuff on large seminars.
Paco told us this before the show.
Oh, God damn it.
We're gonna talk about this. Dang it.
Oh, sorry. Never mind. I didn't do anything.
No. I wasn't saying. No, that was me just saying like, oh hell yeah, I almost forgot that you. I mean, the term motivational speaker doesn't. That's like a blanket term, but that's not.
Yeah, it's not really motivation because I'm not really big into the rah like yay hype you up scenario.
I'm pretty unmotivated.
It goes away really fast. Yeah, exactly. It goes away really fast.
Right now, like I'm usually motivated. Right now, you're unmotivating me. You gotta turn this around, dude. No, so what?
Right.
Tell me more about what that is. Or you said you used to? Or do you still do?
I do every once in a while, here and there. But we had a center in Canada, which is how I met my wife. We had a center in like Bogota, Colombia, Cape Town, South Africa, California, Pacific Northwest. So I kind of travel around on this little like circuit and just train all over the world. And that was kind of what I did for a couple of years. And it was awesome. It was more experiential learning, though. It wasn't much me sitting up top talking. It was more you going through experiences and learning how you show up to the world and how you interpret the world and like kind of what conversations you're battling and how to support yourself in shifting them to something that actually supports you in life.
Yeah, like in all seriousness, of course, like what's the main theme that you would discuss in this? Like, I'm just curious to hear like your outlook from this. Like, why were you a teacher in this? What are you teaching people?
Basically how to overcome conversations that don't support you in your everyday life and to shift your story of who you think you are for the world. So like us as human beings, and me especially, I used to identify myself as not good enough. So that story kept showing up. So I do things to self-sabotage myself at like the very end or right before I got there, or something just would rattle me. And that's just kind of how it was growing up.
I know so many people that think that too.
Where can I buy your book?
So I wasn't the only one in the book. It's I don't think a book would really be very effective. We do a lot of exercises is really what it would be. I mean, even weird like trust things to figure out what you trust, what you don't trust. So like one of the first exercises, throw everyone in a room. There'll be like 50 people. And you get to walk up to the person and tell them like, I trust you, I don't trust you, or I don't know. And you start noticing how you show up to different people and like lies you make up, and then you'll even figure out how you experience yourself in the moment. And it'll be very nerve-wracking at the beginning. You'll figure out.
Yeah, it sounds like a fucking nightmare, man.
Exactly.
So you just walk up to somebody and be like,
I don't trust you.
Yeah, I don't trust you a little bit. And they'll be like, why? And it's like, because I see snake oil hanging out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Well, after you do it a couple of times, you start to notice what it is you battle. And almost 100% of the time, I'd say, at the end of the first day, you realize the people that you stay away from or avoid the most are the ones that are closest or most similar to you.
Oh, of course.
The ones that remind you of yourself.
Sam, do you ever trust a fart?
Yeah, I mean, I have to on the daily, because if I don't trust it, then
do you tell it to its face after it's done?
Look, there's only been maybe 1 or 2 incidents where
I don't trust you.
I trusted. No, as I say, I trusted one too much.
Oh, did you? And he broke his trust.
Scary.
Yeah, the fart, I would say, betrayed my trust. But
how can you go through life without trusting your own farts?
Well, how long did it take you before you regained the trust?
I think it's, we're close now. I still know when to not push it, though. It's like, you know when to use it and you know when to lose it, is what my pap used to tell me. Yeah, day 3 of grid life, my diet has been track food and about 60 White Claws. Like, I'm gonna be real cautious.
Waffle House.
But I don't trust you right now.
Yeah. Let's say that I've had a lot of salads and like a protein shake the past few days. Yeah, I'm gonna let fly.
You're trustworthy.
I'm gonna push. I'm gonna push hard.
What do you think, Rom? Do you think Corey and Sam are their level of trust and confidence is correct?
I guess it all comes down to a choice. So whatever they
I think it's about personal. It's about
Iron Dookie.
Use your expertise.
Iron Dookie in chat goes, Corey wants to know how many times, Sam, you've shit yourself as an adult.
I mean, so these incidents I'm discussing here are not full on shitting myself. One, okay, so are we gonna go into this?
It's just, I think it is part of this. This is a trust thing.
Is this trust? Is this trust?
This is the trust circle.
You can trust. You can trust Iron Dookie.
We have to spill the beans, Sam. to get past these. We really need Rome to help us.
You have to spill the beans
Rome,
about how many times you've spilled the beans.
How do we get Sam to explain his demons, Rome?
Become okay with it.
Sam, become okay with it and push through it, Sam.
Pushing is what got me in this situation in the first place, though.
What would Sammy and Pat tell you right now?
All right, so once I remember I was playing video games with my friends. I think I was playing some Nazi Zombies, Call of Duty. Like we're talking.
That puts you like 5 years ago.
Probably Black Ops 1, if I had to think. And then I think I was sick at the time and on just like a bunch of antibiotics. And I thought I had a good one. It wasn't a good one. And that was, I would say like it wasn't like a full on shit myself. I think it was more of like just a little shart.
It's a shart.
Juice. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Did you finish the match first though?
No. It was we lost. And then I feel like a very similar incident happened again a couple years later, where it's like it's when you got upset tummy, your guts are water anyways. I've never had like a full solid situation.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You don't give.
It's always just been a little bit like just these 2 times, like your stomach's a little loose, and then you think that you can get away with it, and then you don't. You gotta you win some, you lose some.
Wow.
Yeah.
Corey, I know that you're sitting there quietly, and I know you got some stories.
Because I have some demons. I have some demons, Sam.
Trust yourself, Corey, to talk about this.
No, it's been something. It's one of those things that has haunted me for a very long time, Sam. And I never really publicly spoke about it, but Rome just revitalized me to be okay.
Inspired.
To get
accept
demons
it.
off. But one time I was working at Bonnarant, and I remember I was sitting in a Tahoe, and it was like halfway through the day. And, you had one of those things where it's like, I'm a person that pushes the envelope, Sam. I like living on the edge. And I know I was stepping into a situation where it's like, man, this is a little risky. But, I usually, growing up, my mom used to tell me to do things. I used to say, no, I'm doing it anyways. And it was like one of those moments I relived
Your
that.
mom told you not to shit yourself that day.
And so I relived that, and I said, okay, well, I'm going to shit my pants. But I remember I was sitting there. And I had another instructor in the car, and I kind of had my feet up on the dash, like just kind of like chilling up on the dash. Yeah, and I ended up.
You're already in giving birth position.
Oh yeah, I'm already in the full honker position. Just I wanted to fire a warning shot.
Yeah.
And it turned into I just unloaded the full clip. And the best part is by the racetrack, there's a Love gas station. So what I did on my lunch break is I drove across the street to Love's and bought truck stop denim shorts. And
were you on that
I'm
shoot?
so proud of you, Corey.
I wore truck stop denim jean shorts, like the ones with like the hammer pocket that has a little laundry slide your hand, has like a little cargo pocket. And it was definitely a truck stop, a stonewash, bright denim shorts for the rest of the day. So that was one of my favorite all-time moments.
I feel like you and Dustin came to a set many years ago where we were shooting in downtown Phoenix.
Yeah.
And one part of my crew, I don't want to mention names, he thought he would have a funny fart, but then it wasn't. And then he was laughing, we're all laughing, having fun. All of a sudden, just had a very serious look on his face and then ran out of the room. Remember what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, and then he said he went to the bathroom and scooped a whole hog out of his shorts.
This all goes back to the trust circle, guys. And Rome.
Sounds like we did too trustworthy.
We have to actually, guys. We have to be a little bit respectful here. Remember, we have a guest, so Rome. No. Yeah, wait. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Allow me to be respectful to Rome Charpentier, who is here with us. Rome, when was the last time you shit yourself?
No. That sounds so aggressive, Paco. As a motivational speaker, I think Rome could teach you a lot of things. I'm not going to say that. Not a motivational speaker. As a public speaking figure, Rome, how could he address that question better?
What's the purpose of asking the question?
No, you don't have to.
Or what? I mean, I could say tonight or this morning if that makes you feel better.
No, that doesn't make me feel better because that's obviously a lie, and now you're losing my trust as an audience member.
This circle is starting to break apart.
Unless it wasn't a lie. Did you actually have a tummy shame last night?
No, I didn't.
Have
Not
you
that
ever?
I can remember. Probably when I was younger. Yeah, I played ice hockey
No,
a lot.
we're not
so
talking
we
about
ate
being
all
a
kinds of
baby.
random shit.
We're not talking about being a baby.
No,
We're talking about as an adult. You've not had.
not that I can remember.
Jesus,
That's
you haven't
honest.
eaten
You
enough
have
trash food.
You have some great control. No wonder Rome has some of the best control I've ever met.
Yeah.
Control and trust. That's
Yeah.
all. That's that.
That's the
Well,
key.
and
to
I
success.
don't eat fast food either, so that's part of
Yeah.
it.
How do
Well,
you survive
you're
as
cheating.
a traveling drift boy without fast food?
Yeah, what do you
Amazing
eat?
wife, an amazing wife that pre-plans and like cooks Vietnamese food for me
Oh my
amazingly that we just
God.
have with us.
Wait.
Vietnamese food is the best, but it also
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
cause tummy problems for me sometimes.
Not
I
if it's
could-
cleaned right.
Yeah, see,
It depends.
that's
It depends
true.
where you
Well,
get
the
it
pro-
from.
I could eat pho and boon for
Oh,
every
yeah.
day of my life, but also
Yes.
I dump so much hot sauce on all of it that it makes
Oh.
my tummy hurt.
You eat? Did you say what would you eat? Bampoon?
Yep.
What?
Good job, Corey.
Sam? Jesus Christ!
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Hey guys.
Family show.
Let's try to steer away a little bit from the poop. And,
Yeah, we spent a
what do
long
we
time
got?
on this. We got
We-
some super chats.
Yeah,
too.
we have a super chat question right here from Ben Tranter. Thanks for waiting, Ben. What up, Rome? I want to shout out Jeff Jones for putting me on to your driving via his Maximum Driftcast episode. Because if you guys remember, he mentioned you on his episode. He says, you're a sick driver, and I can't wait to see you in Pro 1. Also, any chance of you being at Desert Mayhem 3?
You know what Jeff Jones
100%.
said?
I'd
Jeff,
say
real quick.
100% chance. Go for it.
Jeff Jones said, Rome, I don't trust that guy.
Ooh,
And then Ben Tranter was like, you know what? I'm going to see if I can trust this guy. And then he looked you up, and here we are.
There you go.
Trust.
Awesome.
Thanks, Jeff.
Sorry. Continue.
Maybe Jeff trusted me, put his car back together multiple times all last year, so I don't know.
He's-
But anyways,
Nice.
yeah, crew chief for Jeff. Jeff worked with Jeff. It was awesome.
I didn't know
learned
that.
a lot. Yeah, that's who I was with last year. So coming into Pro 2 wasn't a big scary jump because I
Yeah.
kind of already went through it from that eyes. I just had to change it to driving eyes.
Nice.
And last year
yeah.
was Jeff's kind of breakout season, in my opinion.
Oh, Jeff killed it last year. I think
Yeah.
with the new chassis, the new setup, and his mindset, totally game on for Jeff. Jeff,
And
I'm
the
very, very
problem is
proud
it's
of Jeff.
crew chief.
Yeah, I kind of jumped around as everything. I remember my favorite moment of that was he came out. He was battling. I think it was like 3 one more times with Forrest at Road Atlanta, and something happened. He like lost power steering, and he's like, "Dude, something's wrong, man." He comes up. I open the hood, and I'm like standing there. He's like, "What? Come on, man. Can we fix it? Like, what can we do? Like, let's go. I'm like, "Yeah, we're not gonna fix it."
It's not
He's
happening.
like, "Dude, what's wrong?
Yeah.
What's wrong?" I'm
But he was
like,
still so pumped.
He was
Jeff
fun,
is-
man. He came up to the front, and dude, we looked under the hood, and the water pump pulley had broken off and sent out into the woods in Road Atlanta, and we had no idea what any of it was.
That one-
Just
that one was
completely
actually-
ejected off car.
That one was one of
Jeff
the
is-
classic camera moments where the camera went to the pits, like
Yeah.
looking at the clock, and you guys are just like standing, just looking at it.
He is shaking
No.
his head.
Can I please bring up the highlighted part of Jeff Jones's career?
Obviously,
Come on.
Corey.
When he says he's going to take the Edelbrock supercharger to
Yeah.
the podium. That was
highlight
in
of his
New
career.
Jersey. That was the highlight of his career.
Yep.
And that was Jeff Jones, like brain just sparking and smoking,
Yeah,
and
I love
and
it.
him just taking the Edelbrock supercharger to the.
but
to the
he's the best at losing, I think, out of anyone on the grid. Like his attitude, like whenever he has a good battle and loses, is just like up there. It's awesome.
Yep.
I think because he's a big fan of the sport as well, so
Yeah,
it's-
he is.
He just loves to drive. So I
Nice.
don't think it really is a big deciding factor.
So,
Real
Real
Uh,
talk.
that's-
Real talk. Real talk. That we're on Jeff Jones. The dude works fucking hard.
yeah, he does. He
Oh,
hustles.
Drives to every round. Preps his car. Works on everybody else's shit. He doesn't have the biggest budget, so he just making ends meet. And it's like the dude's
It's a
if
ripper.
he just had a little bit more budget, a little
He's
bit
got the
better
right attitude,
equipment.
though.
He has the
Can you
right
imagine
attitude. It's just
if
letting
he
everything
had-
else.
If he had everything, that attitude would be insane and expected. But the fact that he comes from not expected, that's wrong. But the fact that he doesn't have everything and he's got like the best attitude out there,
Yeah.
kicks ass.
Yep.
Yeah, I learned a ton from him. The guy's awesome, so I really
Nice.
appreciate him.
Did you learn how to dance from him? Because that's one thing he's not very good at.
We're probably on the same dance. Yeah, it's probably lackluster at best.
Nice.
But before I really interrupted, as always, you said you're going to be at Desert Mayhem 3.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I tried to get out there last year, and they said all the spots were full, and I wasn't able to make it. So this year, I hit them up ahead of time to get on there before all the spots do get sold out. And yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll now.
Sick.
You just walked out there and swung around your big Formula D at them, and they said, "Okay, come in."
Pro 1 driver Rome Charpentier.
Just swinging his Formula D, dude.
Rookie of the year, yo. Yeah.
The thing is, Paco, I won't be able to drive this year
Why?
Why?
because I have a Barnyard Bash event on the 7th. The only day I can drive is that Sunday.
And the car is gonna have to be in California, or?
Yeah, my car's gonna be here. So unless I have one of my crew dudes drive back that night, I could fly out first thing Sunday morning and just head straight to the track. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. At least just try to drive Sunday.
Yeah, it's only like 6 hours. You can definitely make it.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, so that's gonna be my little game plan
It's
because we got to
easy.
go out there and drive.
He's
it's gonna
gonna
be
do
great. Great event.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I drove last year and it was totally worth it. Definitely one of those events that.
Whoever wants to house and fix my car.
Sam, they won't trust you to drive out there.
Yeah, probably not.
You're gonna go out there with your little skid half shell helmet on.
The way that I picture, if I total the car then and there, people will stop asking me when I'm going to get that car back on the road.
Do you still fit in your seat?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I'm not a porky boy.
You went from a size 28 to 34.
I'm the 31.
Oh my god.
Guys,
What a pig.
there's another super chat question again from B Performance. How much sim driving does Rome do? Are you sitting on your sim right now?
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Yeah, you and Big Balls should get down.
Yeah, Big Balls Brian is a sim master.
Hey, Big Balls, are you still throwing down on the sim?
What, you think he's going to stop?
Yeah, I play around a little bit.
I haven't seen him log on
he
to
dabs.
Forza at all. I haven't seen, I've been trying to keep an eye on Balls' game, but I haven't
Yeah,
seen him very much.
he ran a championship last night.
I was helping out with the tournament, and it's a lot of really good drivers on Forza now, so the competition is getting pretty good, and the tournament battles are getting better organized. It's a lot of fun.
Is that what you do, Rome? Is that what you do? Do you do tournaments, or do you just kind of shred solo?
I don't know. I'm not that, I guess, hip to all the lingo in video games, but I just play Assetto Corsa and just add myself to whatever lobby has other drivers on it and just drive around, send it.
That's pretty much what I mostly do. The tournament thing is kind of new for me, but I just went to my first one last night. That's why he was bringing it up. But it's actually pretty cool. But Assetto is absolutely awesome, and a lot of drivers do use that for off-time practice.
Yeah, it felt really good to me. I guess my tandem practice really needed work at the beginning of the year. And you can tell because my lead chase runs at the beginning of the year, I thought I was chasing. I was on a solo run behind them. It was supposed to be tandem, but it wasn't. And then I just got really comfortable with driving with a car right in front of my face. So I can definitely put that towards Assetto and then fun days with Odie and different drivers from down here.
Hell yeah, man, that's awesome.
Nice. Do you think the sim actually helps and makes you improve as a driver, in real life pro level competition?
I think once you can understand how to drive the car in real life, then you can make it work in the sim. I think if I started off driving sim, I don't know. I don't know if it would go the other direction.
I completely agree with that too.
Sorry, I was catching up on all the shitting comments on YouTube. There's a lot. Before we deviate too far from the motivationally speaking thing, because not all of our episodes should be entirely shit jokes. But what is? I think that the drifting community. You're going to circle back right now. You ready for the circle back?
Yeah.
I think the drifting community has a really shitty attitude a lot of the time. And I think it's because there's just a lot of angry people that I think probably don't feel good about themselves or don't feel good about a lot of things in their lives. I don't know. What what is your advice to general people? I think the biggest problem is that a lot of them don't realize that they don't want to improve, and that's general in life and all around. But I feel like the drifting community, as of late, of course, has been more toxic than ever. Like I think a lot of your courses are people that are voluntarily seeking help to get better at this aspect of their life. But like, what would you say to someone out there that wants to feel better, that doesn't feel good?
Watch the movie The Secret. That was kind of the beginning of all of it for me. At least
Really?
it'll give you a base plan for it. Yeah.
And the idea of like positive intention and the power of
saying I can do things. Yeah, I love that movie. I didn't like.
I haven't seen it. I don't even know it.
Yeah, it's no
I know the
spoiler or
name.
anything, but I'm not a big believer on the woo woo behind it, all that. But I
Yeah,
do
the
believe.
woo-woo.
Me neither.
But I believe that, like when you say like, fuck yeah, I can do this. Like if he can, why I can't, like just changing your attitude definitely makes a big impact on your life. Like I remember with me, it was like one of those things when I was living back in Mexico. I was like, oh, you're never going to be able to go to the States and, like get a job and all that. I was like, all right, well, I mean.
Never gonna be able to jump over that alligator
Yeah.
moat.
Exactly.
Alligators and
And so it's like almost like people programs you to have these like no, you can't do things, you can't do that, like just
well, you program you, and like it's not so much people. As
no,
much as,
but it all starts since you're younger. You're like, you
Yeah.
should not do this, you should not do that, you can't do this, you're not capable. And it definitely, I mean, I remember watching that movie The Secret long time ago, and it was definitely very like impacting on how much it changed on me, just literally changing the things in my head, just saying, no, yeah, I can do this, I can do that. And funny thing is, I mean, that you went there because I wanted to ask you if you think that has a lot to do with your performance as a driver as well.
it has
I
to.
would say 100% because this is, I don't know, like maybe the fifth or sixth sport that I've been either semi-pro or pro in, and they have nothing to do with each other. Like they don't relate in any way most of the time. But I know for me, at least as a human being, I'm very attached to being right, and I'll be right. Like as an everyday person, I'm really attached to that righteousness of being right. And so if I say I can or I can't do it, that's kind of what ends up happening for me. So I think if people can shift their mindset into something that does support them, I mean, either way, it's a lie. So whether you think you can or you can't, like Henry Ford says, you're right about it. But I think it goes deeper to that, to where we're so attached to being right.
Yeah.
If we think we can do it, we'll find a way to do it 100% of the time. And just like me going from Pro-Am to Pro 2 and now Pro 2 to Pro 1, I had no idea how I was going to put the money together, what was going to happen, how I was going to do it. I just didn't know. I just believed that I could make it happen. And I just kept pushing, and we just figured it out as we went along. And I mean, even to the season was very weird. Everyone told me, Pro 2, you're going to spend like 60, 70, 80, 200,000. I mean, all this crazy large high numbers. And we did the tally for our full season. We changed nothing except for an inner tie rod and an outer and a control arm after we hit the wall. And that's all we changed on the entire car the entire season. And I think we were just under 15 grand to run all of Pro 2 the whole year.
What the fuck? With travel and accommodations
Travel,
and
tires,
gas
accommodation, everything.
but I
Is
mean,
that-
what about your hit as well? Corey, what are you eating? Hold on, Corey just came up with a big mouthful of food.
Sorry.
We're having a very serious conversation.
The mustache
Corey
is covered in
fucking-
milk.
Dude,
Wolfing down.
I'm just getting comfortable.
What are you eating?
No, so it's like you spend $16,000. What type of living is that? Because you look at some of the guys like Brandon Whitnick used to sleep in the track in
Hold
his
on,
trailer.
but that's not counting all the damage you did at Texas.
Okay, so we'll do both. That's
That's still
counting the
incredibly
damage
low.
at Texas.
But,
That is
yeah.
considering all the damage at Texas.
Yeah.
And that's sleeping in something just died, or I heard something. Anyways, that's also including doing Airbnbs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely
So
a less
our whole,
affordable way for teams.
every person in our team had a bed of some sort.
That's
but 4K
great.
around, and you obviously had some sponsors providing parts and tires, but
So
still
we didn't really go through any parts. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't use anything the whole year. which is very amazing. One inner tie rod that was, I don't know, $43 at AutoZone. Like,
were you paying for gas?
Yeah, I was paying for fuel and diesel and all that, but I run normal fuel, like race fuel, but like a 114 from Sports Racing Fuel, so it's not even that expensive to run.
But so this is also, just to be clear, it's still like I just want to lay out the basics before we continue. But it's like, so you already have a built car, you already have you got all your gear. Is your team your bros? Are you paying your team?
We were at the beginning. It would just help, and then I also helped build their cars for Pro-Am. So we kind of worked out a deal to where we're like trading work to make everything.
Which is what
work.
everyone should do at the Pro-Am and maybe even Pro 2 level. Is like, it's obviously none of us can afford to pay anyone else for the most part unless we can a shit ton of money. That's like, you can trade your time and energy. But yeah, that's still incredible. Like we've always kind of gone off to the going rates of roughly 10 around, I think we say for Pro 2 high level, and then Pro is much more if you consider a lot of things. I think like Jeff said, his number is definitely much lower than other pro drivers, and I think he said he's around like 10 to 15 or something, depending on the round and all the aspects of it. But
and that was a big deciding factor for me. So jumping up to Pro 1, I'm like, oh no, there's 4 more rounds, right? Well, the funny thing is, if you do the math, there's only 2 more rounds for me because 2 of the rounds are less than 30 minutes from the house. Irwindale and Long Beach I can get to in less than 20, 30 minutes based on traffic. So that's super helpful. And then the other 2 rounds, Jersey, all I do, instead of driving all the way back home from Atlanta, I just drive up to Jersey. And then Jersey is about 50 hours from Jersey home here, or from Jersey to Pacific Northwest. So whether I drive the truck home or drive the truck to Pacific Northwest, it's the same distance within like 2 or 3 hours. So there's not a whole lot that's actually being added if you think of it financially.
Yeah. Sorry, Corey, I want to get down to the brass tacks before you continued on about the money, but you were saying. Corey.
Yeah.
You were saying, but I just wanted to confirm what that money was, but you were saying something.
Oh, yeah. No, just saying he answered the question was, everybody had a bed to sleep on. His crew was taken care of. But I also want to know, what's the size of your crew? How many people are you taking on the road? And is that including flights for the crew?
That's including flights and everything. It's basically me, my wife, and Carson, which he's one of my crew guys. We're the ones that drive, and we just do 8 hours. So front 8 hours, and then one person sleeps in the back of the truck, so F350 dually. And that makes it so you pretty much have 1 or 2 shifts, and you're at any spot that you need to be at. So that makes it really easy. And then everyone else, I just fly them in and fly them back out to make it easy for them. So they're not away from work very long.
Right. So essentially, you're only buying 1 or 2 plane tickets, rough.
Well, no, because I'm leaving the rig at like a location.
Oh, okay. So then you fly back. There you go. Sorry, that totally makes sense.
Yeah. But I buy them like January and February of the year. So I was committed before all of it. So our most expensive flight was, I think, St. Louis, and St. Louis was like $160 a flight. Like per 160 together, like there and back.
There and back
for one person.
Getting it that early. Wow.
That's the key.
That's where everybody gets screwed, because it will double or triple by the time it gets a month out.
Oh, it'll be like $580 for one person round trip.
Yep.
And there's no way I could have afforded it that way.
No.
And then also Airbnbs, we book way out 6-7 months in advance. So like our Airbnb in Texas, for instance, it was $330 for 4 nights.
Texas is so filthy cheap.
Yeah, it's a 3-bedroom house, like with a garage and everything. So
I've had some bad B&Bs this last year, though. Like, I've been kind of burned. We had a couple good ones for sure, too, but like a couple of them, it's like they are so stripped down houses. Like, they've got the worst beds, and unfortunately, like, I'm super sensitive to like ultra soft beds, and like my back just really feels bad. And there's nothing like going into like a big shoot weekend or a big driving weekend in your part, like with a super sore back, and then like no toilet paper, no shampoo, no towels, like just like, and they were rated highly, which is so weird. And then we had this really weird one in Charlotte that used to be probably like a weird men's bathhouse or some sort of orgy situation. We got excited because it said indoor jacuzzi, but it was real dirty feeling. It wasn't dirty like you just knew that there was a lot of deep dicking going on in there. at some
Ew.
point.
That
That
place probably had cameras too, Sam.
Yeah, probably. That's
Yeah.
why I furiously drifted, just looking at all of them.
Got
No,
it.
but that's really cool. That we have to revise our statements on the Costa Pro 2 now. Like it's I like just like Jeff Jones. I like your attitude towards all this stuff. That you seem very positive, and that's so important. It seems in a lot of this world, and it's been obviously very successful for you. Not to say that you didn't practice a shit ton and had a raw driving talent, and are obviously intelligent enough to coordinate a drift team and all that stuff. But you can't discount the positive intention, for lack of a better term.
Got it. Absolutely.
Got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, got it.
No, I appreciate it.
Yes, that is correct. Yeah. No, I mean I think that's a good message to others. Is like you were saying. Circle back one more time on this topic. Like you were saying, like you believe that you can do stuff, so you do it. And it's like, I think that's so important. It's like, or you said you believe you will. That's even like a next step up. It's like, at least in my world, I can at least say, I think my limited successes, if you can call it that, I was just like, I was kind of a scared little kid for like a long time, and like even though I had the opposite too, like I had such supportive parents that literally told me I could do anything I wanted and I could be anything, but I was just like, I fucking suck. Like just scared of everything, and then I somehow came out of that shell, kind of like college-y times. But it was like it's not so much I will do this thing. It's like I believe it is capable and I believe it is possible, and then if I fail at it, it's whatever, But I totally believe that I'm capable of anything. I just don't know if I will, but I'm gonna try, and I know I'm gonna fuck up and fail. But I think it's the belief that's important.
Right.
That's my thought, and that's my theory.
No, it's true. It's, like Matt Field says, he doesn't show up.
Right. I was
I'm not winning.
Yeah. Matt Field has another similar take on it, but in a much more brazen way. It's like the nearly exact lines, if I can remember them, is we asked him, like, this is not right when James Dean started kicking everyone's ass, but like we asked him, like, what are you gonna do when you go up against so and so? And he's like, I'm gonna beat him. And he's like, I wouldn't show up to the track if I didn't think I couldn't kick everyone's ass out there, or something along those lines. And it's like, all right, Matt Field, I like that sentiment.
Okay.
It's like.
Yep.
It's like because at the time I was like, how can anyone beat James Dean? And obviously we've seen it happen multiple times.
But,
now Chelsea last round took him out in a glorious fashion, and it's like.
But the thing is, like, it's like these guys say it, but they also have the they can do the walk too. They talk the talk, but you can tell they're fucking 100% capable of that. Like it's not like a false belief in yourself. Like you're not like, oh, I'm just gonna fake it. Yeah, you're not lying to yourself. Exactly. I think that's the other part of saying, like, you know what? I mean, I can do this. Obviously, I know what are my capabilities. I'm not gonna pretend that I'm gonna just jump in the ring with Ali. But
yeah, there's still some practical things. It's like, like I can fully intend to be the best heavyweight fighter in the world, but I don't know if I could. I know for a fact I wouldn't get there because I'm not a heavyweight and I'm not a fighter. But it's like I know for a fact that I can get pro.
It is a possibility.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying like I'm just trying to think in my head. It's like if I say tomorrow, like I'm going to dedicate 100% of my mental power to become a Pro 1 driver. Like I bet I could get there in X amount of years, but it would fucking kill me probably. And I still don't think I could beat anyone in top 32, like looking at it right now. But maybe after tons of battles, I couldn't beat anyone in Pro 2. I couldn't beat most people in Pro Am. But it's like if I fully intended, like maybe that's the direction that it would go in. I think there's a lot of people out there that could strive for that and do it. And I used to get messages all the time from people. Corey, you don't have to hide your food. You can just eat it.
I'm listening and enjoying, Sam. I'm not going to be rude.
I used to get messages all the time, less so these days. Maybe everyone's given up, but everyone's just like, how do I become a Formula Drift champion? And it's like the other thing I could tell them was like shit tons of hard work. But I never said believing in yourself. I guess that's the important part that I missed.
So I think another piece of it is a level of commitment, because a lot of people say they want to do something, but their level of commitment's like
absolutely
way down here.
That's common.
Well, and here was a good question that was asked to me that, I mean, I can ask to you guys. Is like, have you ever been 100% committed to something and not accomplished it?
All the time, man. Every video I make, every major shoot I do, I'm 100% committed to. And they almost always are successes, but there's like misses everywhere. Of course,
but it's still done.
Yeah, it's like you
I
obviously
think
showed
that's-
up. You showed up to win every round this year, and what did you win? Nope, didn't win one. You fucking loser. No, but you showed up to win every round, and you didn't. But it was still a massive success for you. And I think that's kind of the name of the game. Is like, yeah, I show up to every.
Well,
day
isn't that
at
also
my job.
too?
Yeah.
There's no time limit on that. You know what I mean? It's like
Absolutely.
there's no time limit on that success. So it's like, yeah, you're 100% into it, but you can be 100% for the next 10 years, and then you'll get it in 10 years. So I think that's the other thought behind it. So you can continue to keep giving 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, commitment is so important, and there's so many people too. And then this is another one that I see that I don't want to say hate, because I don't want to hate anyone for trying, but it's like when people announce their intentions publicly ahead of time and then don't follow through, makes it look like an asshole. And I think that's what a lot of people are afraid of, though, too, and why maybe other people don't do things is because they see people like saying, "I'm going to write a book," and then they don't, or they say like, I'm going to become a Pro 1 driver and kick everyone's ass, and then you see them like not trying or not doing stuff. So I think there's a balance too, and it's like this is at least my personal style. Like I don't want to tell people necessarily my future aspiration and blow it out before actually doing it.
It seems like it has a better effect to tell it to yourself.
Yeah, tell it to yourself. Like,
Than telling. I mean, and Rome is agreeing. I mean, obviously he's the expert here in all this talk. So we know, like, we're just like trying to come up in this small brotherhood of trust that we've created right now.
Circle of trust, Rome. I trust you now. I didn't at the start. I said that's one untrustable guy when we started this.
Perfect.
How did you feel? Hold on. If you were to do the trust exercise in the room right now, we just walk in the room, look at us and tell us what you would think trust-wise.
Well, I trust you 100% because it had nothing to do with you. You realize that right away. That
God
has to
damn
do
it.
with whether you trust yourself or someone else.
You trust
it doesn't matter who
Paco?
stands in front of you.
Look at Corey right now. Look at Corey's face. You trust that guy just like right off the bat? You trust that guy?
What am I worried about?
Look at him.
And
He's got shifty eyes. He's sticking his tongue out in a weird way. I don't know. I wouldn't give that guy my wallet.
I want to say
happy.
I'm that guy from dude Sam. We can be the what is it, the stinky bandits from Home. What is it?
Home Alone.
What is that? Home Alone.
Home Alone?
Stinky
we
bandit.
could be. Is it bandits? Which one is it? What is it called? Is it no? It's something bandit.
Marley.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Yeah, but anyways, that'd be us,
Bandit,
Sam.
Iron Duke, he says.
The wet bandits. Thank you, Duke.
The
Thank
wet
you.
bandits.
I was having a conversation the other day when I heard that they're remaking a Home Alone movie, and just for fun, I Googled it, and of course it does exist. Someone did make realistic effects for how the robbers would have actually been injured, because I was remembering, like, little Kevin, not to be confused with my drone, Kevin
Berg.
whatever, he like takes a full paint can and pendulums it into that dude's forehead, and it's like, that will crush your brains out, man. And then like a guy like falls 3 stories to the ground, and it's just like realistic VFX from the Home Alone injuries, and it's violent and it's real good.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I gotta see that. I gotta find that.
I was thinking that the new Home Alone movie should be like gritty and dark, kind of like, Batman with Jack Nicklaus versus Batman with like that Chris Nolan made. It's like, one was kind of like fun and fanciful, and the other one got pretty damn dark. Like, new Home Alone should be Macaulay Culkin still acting as 10-year-old Macaulay Culkin, but with the skills of what's Keanu Reeves' cool movies that he does.
Matrix.
John Wick.
Skills of Speed. John Wick. Thank you.
Way too many.
The Matrix, though, too. They're making another Matrix. What's up with that?
Are they? I don't know. Yeah, see,
There's another
I'd
Bill and
picture
Ted
like
as
Batman
well.
being like Will Smith from the Men in
What's
Black.
up with the new Matrix? What's up with that?
That'd be cool if Will Smith did a Batman.
Can we do trust circles at every Formula Drift round going forward?
Yeah.
So this gotta be like the next thing. Like, you come to Rome Charpentier pits, And you know, like how like some people handles T-shirts and some people gives you like stickers and lanyards.
Some people give you positive reinforcement.
Rome will give you these trust circles. Everybody, you know, like just falls behind and somebody catches them. Pep talks, and sign me up, by the way.
Improves crew morale.
Yeah, I'm ready for this shit. This episode, we should actually, you know what? We should just like privatize, like just make this video private. This episode's private, and just charge for it because this is pure
That's
fucking.
a good idea.
This is gold, man.
No, this information should be free. I think it's. I don't joke when I say that the drift community, more than most communities, kind of needs some mental guidance. So there's so many positive people out there, of course, but there's a lot of nasties, a lot of nasty boys. Do you guys have more questions before we hit them Instagrams and YouTubes and all the above? If you guys want to get a super chat in on YouTube and you're listening live, now is your chance.
There's a super chat actually.
Questions. Yeah.
So let me.
But do you guys? We'll hit the super chat in. Do you have any more questions personally, Paco and or Corey?
I got one.
Brian.
right.
With your change from going from Pro 2 with being the weight restriction and the tire size restriction, what are you changing your target weight and target tire size to be?
So I need to lose another 330 pounds technically. The car is like 3,300. So
What?
even when we drove on the scale, they like laughed at me and just waved me off the scale.
Because it was so heavy. Oh man, but that's a lot easier than adding weight. At least I think Dylan had to add like 500 pounds when he went to Pro 1.
Yeah, we gotta take weight out of the car and add power to the car. So I think it's only gonna get better. Like honestly, I think it's just gonna get better.
But don't
what's the
change too
tire
much
size,
because
though?
you have a winning formula right now, pretty much. I know that Pro 1 gets crazier.
So-
but like,
So the chassis and everything is already done. All we did was make minimal adjustments. We made it so the radiator stays in the car when you hit walls instead of coming out like it did. And yeah, that's it. Like that's literally all we're gonna do. Oh, hey, something that'd be cool for here at Irwindale. So we're not driving at Irwindale, but we're gonna be at the Clutch Wheels booth at Irwindale. And I'm gonna be. Maybe you guys can help me do something, but I want to give away all the body panels off the car.
oh,
Just
sick.
for fans and for people who want it. Like I would prefer people who want them to actually be able to have them.
I'm gonna show up in different disguises and grab each panel, so that way I can build a 1-to-1 replica of your 2019 Rookie of the Year car. So I'm just gonna like show
That'll
up with
work
glass.
for me.
All right, cool. That's a cool idea. I like that. And you heard it here first. If you're listening to the show in Irwindale, go steal parts from Rome's car.
Yeah, I just want to
Be
support
worth
the
it.
community, and I know for me, like,
Yeah.
I mean, still, I'm a huge fan. I think I was the only Pro 2 driver running around the pits, getting my hat signed and other stuff signed by other
That's
Pro
awesome.
2 and Pro 1 drivers.
That's
So
cool as hell.
I'm still very, very much a big fan of drifting.
Dude, I
think
love
I'm
your
a bigger
attitude.
fan than driving.
Oh, stop! I wish everyone was you. If we just had 64 Romes as drivers and 64 million Romes as fans, everyone would be so stoked on being stoked.
it would be sweet for sure.
You think it'd be sweet too? You're like Mr. Agent Smith from The Matrix, trying to replicate.
Exactly.
That's a Matrix 3 ref. All you guys out there, go rewatch The Matrix if you need to. You should. Brian, I think you had a follow up that I overheard for a second.
I apologize.
No, Brian had a follow up to.
Oh no,
his
just
question.
the what's your target tire width in the rear?
285, but here's the funny thing. I think we could honestly get away with like 255s because this year I don't think we ever got below 30 psi the whole year.
Damn, you got a grippy setup, dude.
What trans are you running?
G-force top shift. There's a top
Yep,
loader.
yep.
Or
And then what are you running for a diff?
winter's quick change.
Oh, so you're all juiced up then. Yeah, you're
Yeah, I tried to keep it simple, like easy wise and replaceable, because I went into it with the effect of, okay, if I break something, what's the likelihood of people having these parts at the track? So the only reason why I didn't go like sequential or whatever else was one, because of money. You know, they're 3 times as much. But
Yeah.
2 was everyone has G-force stock trans dog box parts. So it was really, really cool. So a couple of cool things happened this year. I thought I had a dog box problem because I had a vibration problem at St. Louis. Pulled the dog box out, and Papadakis actually helped me go through the dog box and was like, nope, dog box is fine. Stab it back in the
damn it,
car.
Papa.
So he put it back in. Dude, the guy knows. I was very impressed.
He's such a good dude.
Yeah.
And
He's amazing.
obviously the wizard. He's a drift wizard.
Yeah, he's
And
pristine
drag
for sure. The
wizard.
guy's awesome.
And car wizard.
And all wizards.
All wizard.
But,
He's just he's the grand wizard. No, that's not what it is. Can't say that.
Yeah. So that was. I think one of the other coolest moments was actually after the crash. We hit the wall, crashed really bad, and I get back to my pits, and there's like Jeff Jones's team. There's Sean Adriana. There's AJ Must. There's Andy Haley. All these people that I've kind of seen and looked up to through the years. They're all there helping me and my team get the car back together in less than 20 minutes to get out there to rock and roll. And dude, that was just insane for me.
Dude, it seems like you've caused sorry, Sam.
I was just say, for all the shit that I've talked to the community, the drift community is still wonderful, one of the best.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things. One of the things I gotta say, and it seems like a lot of people, because I mean, this is before we saw you driving and all that. I never heard anybody saying a single bad thing about you. Like even when we were at Great Life, and Jared saw your car, is like, oh look, it's Rome Charpentier is here. It's like, oh, I've never heard of him. Let me look. It's like, oh, cool. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like, I mean, then you're saying a lot of people is helping you, a lot of people is it just seems like you've caused a good impression within the audience, the fans, the other drifters, and I think it goes back to the same, having a positive attitude, having a, if instead of being a shit talker, hater of the world, it does show how much of a difference it makes when you take this different approach.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I was just blown away by it because I didn't expect any of that. I literally just showed up and people were willing to help me put the car back together. And that was overwhelming in itself. That was more overwhelming than the crash was. Crash is a crash, whatever. And actually it was weird because that was the first time I've ever crashed. So that was kind of odd in the whole entire scenario of it. But yeah, I was blown away by how many people were there and willing to help and just hands on. And I mean, the Sorensens gave us their little pit vehicle to run out and go find the radiator because it was still out in the track on the pit wall or on the tires or something. And we had to go find a front wheel. No, rear mount radiator. But when we hit it, just ejected off.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you can see it I posted a video of it, and in slow-mo you see it, and on the second rotation it just flies out. And the radiator was fine. We literally put the radiator back in. Sean just JB welded this little corner of it, boom, fired back up. It was good to go.
That is killer.
All right, let's hit them. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, but we try and keep the car as simple as possible. And Corey was talking about that earlier. And honestly, we don't put anything on the car that I can't take on and off in under 5 minutes. That's so great. If I can't do it in 5 minutes, it doesn't go on the car, no matter how cool it might be.
Yeah. I mean, that's what everyone in Pro 2 needs to do. And Pro 1, usually more money, more professional teams and all that. But we saw it with Vaughn this year at Texas. It's not like every team can or should have a Papadakis quick change motor system, but just Vaughn was knocked out because they couldn't change his motor fast enough. And granted, the 4-cylinder versus the 8-cylinder, tons of complications. Not that Vaughn's team has another option or another solution to any of that. Using him as a bad example, unfortunately, but it's every team should have that perspective of if I can't do this quickly, I shouldn't do it. And easily and simply. And I like what you said is that if I'm buying the most common transmission at the track, there's going to be a better chance that someone can help me if it fucks up. And that's an interesting way to approach it, but definitely a helpful outlook because everyone will help.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was very blown away by that for sure. Because other motorsports, there's no way that's going to happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't say all other motorsports. I think that there's a general pit camaraderie in a lot of motorsports, but there's definitely harder rivalries and less gracious community. Our drifting community is very young, of course, and young people tend to be idealistic and helpful to other young people, and that's cool. But also old time racers respect the struggle. So it's a good community at its whole. Yeah. All right, let's hit those questions. Globalized Media Super Chat. Who does Rome think will win /podium at Irwindale?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Are you going to Irwindale, by the way?
Yeah, he just said he's going to be there. He's giving out his car.
Oh, perfect. That's right.
Yeah, we're going to Irwindale. Who
He
knows
lives
who
30
will win?
minutes. 10 minutes?
I would say I have two good choices. So obviously the James Osbo scenario because they're super consistent and get down. But I think Odie has a very good chance. I think Odie's done a lot of testing there, and he has a chassis that works phenomenal for him this year, and he's really dialed it in. And I think Odie has a great chance of winning that event for sure.
We need a numbers guy like a Joey Redman or someone to give us the scenarios if he hasn't already out there. Like,
oh yeah,
what has to happen?
Kevin Wells. Kevin Wells is going to be on the next show. He has it.
Oh,
Kevin.
nice.
He texted me saying, "Yo, I'm putting the stats together. Let me know if you want to hear it." And I said, "Yes."
Absolutely.
And
yes. I want to know like the
That'd be
outside. So
super
it's
cool.
like for Odie to win, where does he have to place? Where does James and Osbo have to place? Peter's in the same boat as Odie, just 1 point lower. So James, 498 points. Freddie, 19 behind. Pretty much nothing. But they're both constantly winning events and constantly high qualifiers. So that's like one battle apart. So if one loses, one wins a battle. Then I wonder if they go at it in the finals.
Who's in third?
Peter is then 67 points below
Odie.
James, and then Odie is 68. And then
How many points is Odie away from third?
1 point as it sits.
Yeah,
It's
1
high,
point.
Peter.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, but Peter
Odie
is the
did
same-
a.
So we've got tight battles here. We've got James and Osbo fighting over 1 and 2. Peter and Odie fighting over 3 and 4. Forsberg and Turk fighting over 4 and 5. And then kind of cascades from there with Chelsea, Dye, Essa, Vaughn. But yeah, it's interesting to see all these Team 80 people, James and Peter, Forsberg and Turk. Yeah, it's definitely in the close battle. The championship is James and Osbo with outside bets on some others. But also, I think I like the question of who's going to put him at Irwindale, though. Not who's going to win the championship. Irwindale is such a shit show event at times.
Well, Vaughn won last year, right? And Vaughn's a killer there.
Yeah, Vaughn's a killer there. He's a wild card out there. Dye always does really well, I feel. Chelsea is coming off of a heater. Forsberg.
Dye has a lot of testing there too. That's good.
Yeah, Turk is thirsty as hell. Yeah, it's a shit show. JTP I feel like has been like a standout.
JTP is a beast there.
That he doesn't seem to finish. Looking at the numbers again, like he doesn't seem to finish very high, all things considered. It seems like he should be higher.
He was one of the best qualifiers all year, and then he just blows it, unfortunately.
One of the highest qualifiers. I don't think he blows it. I think has he blown it? I don't remember. My brain's fucked right now.
He has had very few mistakes, but he qualifying first and getting taken out on top 32 or 16 is tough.
Yeah. All right, Rome, just so we're probably going to be wrong, but it's awesome if you get it right. What's 1, 2, and 3 podium at Irwindale?
Odie.
Odie won.
Let's say James second and Osbo third.
Odie, James, that seems like a very practical thing. I'm watching the battles. I'm playing in my head right now, and you're right.
So that would basically mean Dean wins the championship, Osbo sits in second, and then Odie does move up, takes Peter's spot from third.
Yep, probably.
Correct.
Yeah, that's how it looks. Depending on qualifying, of course, but that seems the approximation.
Yeah. I think it'd be a good battle because imagine the final battles that setup. So
it's going to be a real shit show, and I can't wait. I think there's only been 1 year since I've been a Formula D regular where it was clear who was going to win, and that Irwindale was still fun, but not as insane. Irwindale is so special every year because drifting is such a close motorsport most of the time that it's there's 5 people that could win right now, and almost always something batshit crazy happens and something super unexpected. Like James won't be able to qualify or something crazy, but then he'll still win the championship because Osbo gets taken out in 32, and then Ryan Turk has to go win the championship for James Dean by taking out Peter or some weird crazy mess. But I can't wait.
Well, and it's not a very forgiving track either. That's where that's where I had to run for Pro-Am, and it's not very forgiving.
Yeah, I think that's honestly one of the reasons why I haven't driven or focused more on driving out here. It's I don't really want to drive Irwindale. I know I'm going to break.
Why not? There's a whole different. There's a couple different course configurations that is not very difficult.
Yeah, you don't have to
drift
run the wall
infield.
for it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I want to go out to Nissan Fest in like what is it, 2 weeks?
Come out there, man.
I'm really thinking about it.
Running the wall. Come out. You can stay with me if you need somewhere to stay.
I've never offered him that, Rome, and I'm his best
I
friend.
did. That's me and Paco shared a couch.
Okay.
Yeah, that is true. And do you have that video, by the way?
I have it somewhere. I have to dig.
I
for it.
need that video. One time, Corey farted Paco
Oh,
awake, and he
boy.
got it all on video because it was planned. Obviously, they're both sleeping on my couch here in Venice, and
We saw
Corey rolls his phone because he knows he's about to do a silly, and he farts real loud, and Paco wakes up and goes, "Oh."
He looks like Kramer.
I thought it was I thought it was a San Andreas earthquake.
big one.
I was like, whoa!
The big one was coming, and the big one did come.
God damn it! I have to find that video now, Sam. Why are you doing this to me?
Please, fine. I've been asking you to post it to the discussion board for years.
Okay.
All right.
I'll
Please, now they need to see it. All right, Instagram questions, Facebook
All
questions.
right, let's do
Question, guys.
let's do this. Are you ready, Rome?
A lot
Because
of these
these
have been
guys.
answered. That's when I know we do a good job. Is a lot of these have already been answered. For example, JJ Underwald, how many body panels did you replace in a season? Almost none until Texas, but now you're replacing all of them.
Yeah, 0 till Texas and then
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the guys on the Instagram are ruthless, dude. Like,
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you listen to our show, but usually they get very nasty or they go over the
Very sexy.
nitty gritty questions, and they want they're savage. So, for example, we have sub dubbing FMK. I mean, it's fuck, marry, kill.
Who? Who? Between us three?
I mean, that's all he said. FMK.
Oh, he just says FMK?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's come up with a... Since he's not asking us three, that's a common one. I would say let's do it between the top three right now. James Dean, Freddie Osbo, Peter Vicek.
Ooh.
Who's fuck, marry, kill? Stone face, straight face right now. He is thinking so hard.
It's getting. You're not gonna be in trouble. Don't worry. Nobody listens to this show.
I would marry Odie because he's just a sweet.
Hold on,
man.
let Rome answer. I don't want you to influence his answer.
Yeah, okay.
So what's the first one?
Fuck.
What? Oh,
Fuck,
Or fornicate if you are a classy boy.
And it's out of what three? Out of who?
James Dean, Freddie Osbo, Peter Vicek.
Peter. Well, I watched a very interesting experience with Peter and James after winning. I think it was Atlanta last year. So probably either one of those you can put in the first two categories.
Yeah,
and,
they like to get.
Yeah, and probably Osbo married.
Okay.
He's good
But
looking.
you gotta explain your answers.
So
you're either gonna have sex with or kill James or Peter. How do you decide which one?
I'd probably we'll kill Peter. Cause
Wow.
He's taller, he's bigger, he's probably scarier.
I don't think so. I think they're pretty equivalent. I mean,
No,
it might be with the afro, but I'm not sure.
You should.
And then Mary.
You need to kill Dean because that. Oh my god.
Corey's showing his photo. Wait, so you made a meme out of it? Did you find the video, or that's just the meme
I found
photo?
the video. I have the video.
Oh, that's a full video?
Can you post it to the discussion board right now?
Oh my
Right
god.
All right, show it to Rome real quick so Rome can see.
Hold on.
Yeah, no, I saw
And-
it. I got it.
No, you saw the meme. You got to see the video for full effect.
Oh,
yeah,
don't
show
play
me.
it on the.
Okay,
Oh my god.
Hold on.
It was so like I swear I woke up, started like what?
It's so
It
good.
was so loud.
All right, focus,
Sorry,
gentlemen,
guys.
focus. So you're gonna kill Peter because he's taller than James potentially, and then why marry Freddie? Because I mean they're all handsome boys there, but
Yeah,
Freddie's
they are. I
got the
think,
jawline.
You
yeah,
can't.
I think, and he's kind of known as like a king from back home, so that might be
Yeah.
something beneficial later
Yeah.
on down the line.
Yeah, Viking King, sure.
Yeah.
I can see
Also, you
that.
can't.
All right, now
You can't kill Peter because he's already. I mean, you can't marry Peter because he's already married. So it's kind of.
no, that's not how that works.
That.
A ring is not a plug, Paco.
Oh,
I hate that term. That's a real gross term.
that's pretty bad. Yeah.
Yep.
Corey, you
What
had some
about you
insight.
guys? Where are you at?
Yeah, Corey, where were you at on that? You had some insight on James, Freddie, and Gunther.
Oh, James. I thought it was Odie was in there.
No! Jimothy D, Freddie the A, and Piotr.
MFK?
Yeah. Come on, Corey, go.
Marry Peter, because he's a
Yep.
comedian, and I could see myself living with him, laughing forever.
Yeah.
Live, laugh, love.
And just rail the hell out of Osbo, because he's just...
Yeah. He's just
and then I would kill James because he's perfect.
same. That is my exact same 3 and same reasons. Paco.
I'll just kill them all.
All right, cool.
Oh, come on.
No, so I would,
Metallica,
yeah, exactly. I would kill James Dean just for the sake of the sport because he's too good.
So Popko's going to save Drifting.
Yeah, I'm saving drifting. He's too good. Someone has to bring balance to the equation.
If we were doing like YouTube clickbaity thumbnail for this, it would be Rome
Yeah.
doing this with his arms out, and it's like, do we kill James Dean to save drifting? That's like the one line we latch onto for this episode. Maybe that's the title, but it doesn't really do justice to Rome, so I don't want to do that. But
Probably not. But
yeah.
it'll work.
I'll marry Osbo.
I get why it's clickbaity because
very
people are
good
going to be
looking.
like, are these
Why would
guys-
you marry Osbo?
Because he's very good looking. He's a keeper.
Yeah, then
Well, you
and
say
then-
James and Peter aren't?
No, what I'm saying is that like I mean Peter likes running naked around the track.
we all
and,
know that.
yeah, well I
People
don't
say that.
want that. I don't want that
That's
kind
why
of
I
thing
marry that,
in my
because I want to have that.
marriage.
I have that in my bed every day.
I don't want to deal with that. Like having to explain like Peter did what now? I'm sorry. Let me go. Have to
Look, I-
apologize. I'm sorry for about Peter. We're married. No, but
Have that
he
spice
seems
in
like a
me.
lot of fun. So
Have that
I'll-
spice in my marriage. I imagine. Look, Corey and I are both gonna fuck Osmo.
are you trying to say? I'm trying to say Osmo is not spicy enough.
Because I bet it gets boring after a while. It's like, oh, here's this incredibly handsome man in my goddamn bed every night, but it's just like it's too perfect. Like I feel like Peter's a bit of a wild card. He's gonna take you for a spin.
Yeah.
I hate this.
But you know what, Sam? That's why you're a journalist, because you're very analytical and you break
That's-
down.
Very
That's
what?
the big thing I bring to our program is my journalism degree.
It's just so worth it.
I do laugh when I think of all the people I went to the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and graduated with. I think of all of them wanting to be hard-hitting news anchors, and then they all kind of became just like corporate media relations sort of stuff. No one became a hard-hitting news anchor except for like one. And then here I am, who like realistically was like, I don't give a shit. I'm here for photojournalism, and they don't have a specific major for that. So I'm with the all you do. But here I am doing hard-hitting news with you guys. How do you like me now, Walter?
Stuff that matters.
How do you like me now, Walter? These are the facts.
Yeah, suck it.
I have a really good question here from Smilin_Bastard.
For it.
He says, "Have you ever had a dream that you want them to do you so much you could do anything?"
I read that, and it's exactly that.
Wait, what?
There's a YouTube video of a little kid
Oh,
trying to be motivational, I guess, and he
You
fails. So if you want to find the YouTube video, just copy paste Smiling Bastards.
okay.
We'll post it.
I'll
We'll
watch
post it
this.
on the board and then tag you, man.
Yeah, we'll tag you on it.
Perfect.
Like a video. It's kind of a required internet history.
Perfect.
Got more. But also answer the question, please.
What's the question?
Just say yes.
Want me to read it again?
Yes, read it again.
Trust me, just say yes.
All right. Yes.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you. Thank you,
Correct.
Smiling. I hope that helps you out with your Bastard problem. Do you guys have more questions? Beef farmers. Good one.
You got?
You see that?
Yeah, go for
Yeah,
it.
sure. For the rest of your life, you could only drive one vehicle. What would it be? And I'm going to expand
Probably
on this.
E36.
Yeah, so it's got to
Really?
be your daily. It's got to be your FD dream car because you're going to win a championship someday. I'm sure that's your dream. So you got to daily it as well.
E36, I already do.
So
36 all.
I see a lot of people asking about E36 and why not E46. Is there? Do you have a particular preference over E36? Is it just the looks, or is it lighter?
It's a total mental thing. 'Cause the E36 and E46 are both like identical underneath the car, but I think the E46 to me it looks like an ugly jelly bean, and I
Thank
just
you.
can't do it.
It's a
I like both, but there is something classic about the 36 that just gets me. And also, I was talking about this with maybe Dylan or someone else the other day. Remember, do you see the like classic original Gumball videos? And the dude has the Turbo E36 in like yellow with a big wing on it. Like that was one of my first car crushes. It's like I'll always have love for E36. I think because of those videos, watching as like a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old, how old I was, thinking like, this is the coolest shit I've ever seen. This guy's doing Bernie's on a busy public street in a turbocharged M3. It got me.
Yeah, just killing it.
nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I just really like the E36. I got it super cheap. It was a $500 like just $500 like
Wow.
hacked up shell running thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved it. It was rough when I got it for sure. Like the
Are they
guy,
still-
you know how the what?
No, sorry, continue.
Oh, you know the front, how they have those like honeycomb shaped springs.
Yeah.
The dude just cut them in half and threw away the top part, so the honeycomb was like riding on the actual like round
Perfect.
top hat of the
Cool.
car, not even on the shock perch or anything. I mean, it was someone took the sunroof off. They lost the windows out of the car. The passenger seat. There's two passenger seats, and if you don't know about a BMW, the seats lean in so that when you mount them, they're straight. So when you mount the passenger seat in the driver's seat, it leans out the window.
That is awesome.
So
Holy
it's
shit,
it was
didn't know
rough.
that.
It was very rough.
Is it still? We've said for years now. Like we started this show right about the time the 240 crisis began, and 240s were getting to be like 5,000, 8,000, and now it's like $10,000 for an S13 that's not completely destroyed. And we've said now for years that the E36 is probably the best affordable entry-level drift car, as well as a Mustang as well, I think. But would you still say that? Do you think prices and drivability obviously makes it
Yeah,
the best
'cause
car?
I would say like the Mustang, the 350Z, and the E36 are kind of the top three. I mean, honestly, my practice car, which is called Senate Sally, all it has is extended lower control arms that we built and a welded diff. Other than that, it's stock.
So
Like,
first of
completely
all,
stock, no hydro, no nothing.
M theory, I can't talk. Is it an M car? Or is it like a 330
No.
whatever, or a
No,
320?
328i.
Yeah. I love that you name your cars. By the way, every one of my items that's like above $1,000 has a name.
Perfect.
So Senate, what's the name again?
Send it, Sally.
Send it. I thought you said Senate Sally. Like she's running for Senate this year. She's gonna go all the way to Capitol Hill. Send it, Sally. All right.
Capitol
that
Hill,
doesn't-
Sally. No.
What's your drift cars? Your pro cars name?
Kadu, which is probably no one will get this reference, but Kadu was. Have you ever seen the anime One Piece?
I
Yeah.
have not, but I'm aware of the name.
All right. Anyways,
Paco's a bigger nerd than I. He knows, I'm sure.
All right, perfect. So One Piece. There's a yellow duck that the princess like rides, and it's super fast, and it has like a weird black like little mask thing and like a hat on, and it looks like an E36. Like if you kind of stretch it all out,
Sure.
and the body kit is a Big Duck Club body kit. So it was like the yellow duck, and the car actually wasn't supposed to be green. The car was supposed to be highlighter yellow. But when we originally mixed the paint, it was yellow in the can, and we shot it on the car, and
No
it
way.
turned green. So I've been green ever since because that's what a color came out to be.
Yeah.
That's a good story. That's awesome.
Sweet story.
Kadu.
So yeah. So
Are you gonna go
yeah,
yellow
One
for
Piece.
next year? Is that part of the secret livery? Or now do you just embrace the green because it was the accident that came to be?
Yeah, I really love the green now. So I think we're gonna still embrace the green. Maybe add some yellow to it, but definitely stick with the green. It'll be a greenish, blackish color car for sure.
Kadu. Where's Kadu?
Yep, Kadu.
I have,
Paco, what are you gonna name the Corvette, Pac?
it still
yeah.
doesn't have a name, but I think I'm probably gonna call it something Japanese, because that's kind of like the whole theme behind it. Korobetu.
Perfect.
Well, it's got to be American hybrid Japanese. It's got to be like Karu Trickle.
Korove
Trickle.
Go to the trickle.
Trickaroo. Or what about
Well, there's a car in Japan called the Toyo Pet. So I thought of calling it the Toyo Vet,
Okay.
all right.
but I think it's too easy.
What about Frank Fujiwara?
Ooh.
That's not bad actually. That could be the van actually, like
Yeah.
the formal name.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not bad actually. I'll make a poll, see what people suggest. There's speaking of polls, there's a super chat question from Paul Velishkov.
Oh, long-time chatter, first-time questioner.
Thanks, Paul. He's asking, does he plan to team up for next year or run solo? Which I think it's smart to team up. Especially.
What's his answer? That's bad journalism.
So, yes. So kind of both-ish. We are teaming up with a Pro 2 driver that's going into Pro 2. That we're going to be like building this car. And it's going to be very similar to our build and something common, so we can share parts, share dog boxes, share transmissions, share everything that we need. Huh?
Who is it?
Tony Cisneros.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
we know Tony.
So Tony, we're gonna be. I kind of like crew chief, help, spotted, did all kinds of stuff for him this year, and I think it worked out very, very well. So we're gonna kind of continue on that build and continue forward moving and just move everything and all that momentum that we have together up into Pro 1 and Pro 2. So that's kind of our game plan for next year.
Goddamn, man. Well, I think I don't have any more questions if you guys don't, but
Yeah,
I think
that's great.
it's been wonderful meeting you and talking to you.
Yeah,
and
dude.
I'm really pumped on everything I've heard so far about you before this. And talking to you has been awesome. And just your outlook on the entire thing and going forward, you've got it pretty goddamn figured out. I think you're in a really good place. Obviously, driving skills are nasty. I saw you at Grid Life for the first time driving, and it was pretty awesome to say the least. We were like, I remember just thinking with Paco, Corey was driving, of course, and Paco and I were announcing, and we're just like, who's this fucking Ripper out here? And like, and it is like, oh, here comes Rome. Here comes Rome, just hanging it all out again.
Yep,
So
thrown down, dude.
you got it on the track. You got it off the track. You got it mentally. Highly suggest all you guys listening to the show become a Rome fan. If you're not already, obviously you are after you listen to this app. But we greatly appreciate all of your time on the show you spent with us. Anything else for Rome, boys?
No, good luck.
That's
We'll
it,
see you in
man.
Irwindale, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, hey, thanks for having me on too, because it's in the last year and a half, it was kind of a dream to come on and just be
shut
on
up.
the show.
Oh,
No, I'm serious.
Stop
I
it,
saw really big names,
stop.
and I'm like, okay, look, the only way I'm going to be able to get on here is if I do something to get people's attention and chase my goals and dreams. So by doing that, like when you sent me a message, it was really crazy. I looked down, I was like, wait a second,
Yeah,
dude, this is awesome. Like, how do I do this? Yes, I'm
Sick.
in. Like, sign me up.
So Rome must have listened to one of our two other good shows and not the rest of them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean the name's been on the radar for a while, but like this week we're like, oh man, it's a good fit because potentially going to Pro 1 we didn't know, Rookie of the Year Pro 2, it was like this was your week. It just kind of the stars aligned due to your positive outlook and intention in life, and here we are.
Well, and back to the stars align, we had two more sponsors jump on board this week, and we're talking to possibly a third one that would be extremely supportive. So it's like this week has just been a huge
Lock it up, man.
momentum.
Well, no doubt when
upward.
Flex.
you tell them before your meeting at SEMA, just tell them like, hey, listen to this really professional podcast episode.
And sit them
you
down
can
for
hear-
2 hours.
Yeah, the first 30 minutes is us talking about
Poop.
clapping alien cheeks, and then we talk about short stories. A little bit in between there's a little bit of drifting and good things, good content, but it's pretty much a shit sandwich with like a nice piece of lettuce somewhere in there, but you got to really dig for it.
But that lettuce is old and soggy, dude. You spit it out usually.
It's just covered
You gotta
in
look
shit.
around.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
I guess that's it.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude.
All right. Well, I can't wait to see you at Irwindale. What booth did you say you're going to be hanging at?
We're gonna be at the Clutch booth, so Clutch Wheels booth.
Well, we'll come say hi from there. We're definitely going to hang out with him and follow you on the gram at, what is it?
Rome CP.
Rome CP.
CP.
That's smart. It's easier than spelling Charpentier.
Yeah, that's why I put CP. And CP actually, so someone told me to put CP like C for the last name, Charpentier.
Yeah.
But someone else was like, "Oh, I know what the CP is." I'm like, "What is it?" He's like, "It stands for creative player, right?" And I was like, "It does now."
It does now.
Look at that. The stars
Damn.
keep aligning, man.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
All right,
buddy.
Terrible things. We'll talk about them after Rome leaves. What CP stands for? What CP stands for? All right, Rome. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks, guys. You guys
Yeah,
have a
buddy.
wonderful night. I appreciate it.
You too.
How are you,
Absolutely.
buddy?
Better man.
Well, I mean, I think this
so,
this
you
went
guys
better
wanna
than expected.
All right, so CP comes passionately.
Hold on. So last night on my stream, I was talking with a couple different people, and we brought up LZ, and we had a competition of what does LZ actually stand.
Yeah.
And
I
so,
mean, I wrote down like 20 of them before I up with him.
oh, did you?
Yeah, I remember.
So we
What did you
did
call
that. I did that last night on my stream, and so
Z is hard. Hardest one.
there's a lot of variations you can throw at it.
Mm.
So it's like now you have CP, so the 2-letter word names are become very popular. So last night I asked everybody, what should my 2-letter word name be? Corey blank blank, Hosford, or just Corey 2-letter words. So the closest thing that we came up with was FECE, FECE. So I'd be Corey FECE.
All right. That's pretty good.
Yeah, so that's when you saw people dropping FECE in chat. That's actually my code name. Those are my group of letters. FECE, FECE.
I like that a lot. That's good.
Yeah. What would be your 2 letters?
Well, I got to get out some of these Romes that I've been thinking about very aggressively since he mentioned
Yep.
it. Rome cockpuncher.
Yep. I'll say cock push-ups.
Cock push-ups. Yep, that's good. Let's see. We've got
Chicken puller.
chicken puller.
Cobra piss.
Carlos Pedro.
What?
Carlos Pedro.
Carlos Pedro. That's his Espanol name.
It's an Espanol.
Cat petter.
God, yeah.
There
that's
you
it.
go.
Brian. Rome
Cat
Cat
Petter.
Fucking Brian, dude, always, man. Always do that. He's quiet,
I like-
lingering in the back.
Sam
The
usually
sonic
goes
boom.
to penis jokes, and
I was
Brian.
just about to say. I went NC-17 off the bat.
Somebody in
and
Miss-
Brian's like,
Oh my God. Look at the
Well, yeah.
chat.
Now you influence Miss Jackson chat to put cream pie.
Cream pie, Rome cream pie. All right, Miss Jackson. Sorry, Brian. Mr. Jackson just took it from you. Cheap
Creamy
petrol.
potato, cheap petrol.
I'm
Fine.
gonna stick with Rome cream pie because he's a sweet, nice cream pie boy.
Yeah,
And-
he is.
Well, I mean, it's just so nice that it's wholesome that Mr. Jackson, like, I'm saying all this NC-17 stuff, and Mr. Jackson's just like, he's a real cream pie, which everyone likes a nice cream pie because it's like a nice low-calorie treat. You can, you can get him pretty much anywhere if you look for him. And just, I don't know, it's a dessert that, I feel like it's universally enjoyed.
By the way, I think Miss Jackson is mad because you guys assumed its gender.
I said Mr. Jackson.
Oh, somebody said
Let me-
Miss Jackson.
What about
Yeah.
the Cincinnati Predator?
The Cincinnati Predator.
Nice.
All right. Well, if you guys that are not listening live, come up with some good CPs, and you made it this far in the episode. God bless you. And also let us know in the Facebooks and all that what your best CPs are. Oh, and Corey's gonna finally post the farting Taco Wake video
Here, hold on.
Oh my
immediately
God.
after this
It
episode's
took
done.
3
please.
years.
You hear it? The best part is that was a real fart. One more time, Corey.
Okay, hold on. Let me
That's
see
a real fart.
Let me see if I can aim it just right to where you get the audio. Could you hear that? Okay,
Oh
Sam.
my God.
It was loud.
I
It
can't.
was. The earth did shake. I see why Paco was shaking awake
It
because
was-
the whole room shook.
I'm
Very
telling you, man.
justified.
Yeah.
Dude, do you know what the best part is now that I'm thinking about this video since it's rekindled? The week that it happened, because we were doing Nitto Enthusiast Day, you showed Lorette the next
Oh my
day.
God.
Yeah.
And I
Poor-
was standing
Paco was
right
you,
next to
you and Paco were both
Oh
embarrassed.
my God.
I was so
That was-
embarrassed.
Oh.
Uh,
Well,
That
I
was
think
the
that's a
best.
good way to kick off the show. Corey, please post that to the chat. Let everyone or to the discussion board. Please also, if you guys come up with a good CP name.
Dude, he said the fact that Corey trusted that.
Yeah, Corey.
I was seeking revenge, dude. This is after Paco. Me and Paco were sleeping on Sam's couch. That's maybe will fit probably 8-year-old on that couch, barely. He has two massive men sleeping on this couch, face to feet style. So my feet are on Paco's face, and Paco's feet's in my mouth. And then I'm like, dude, I'm gonna move to the. I slept on your little footrest, Sam, like your little.
Yeah, it was a perfect.
It's a super
the
bed.
ottoman is the same height as it was. We got rid of it because you farted it up. We threw it out after that day. Yeah, there's no going back. Yeah, but like it was like a full bed. You know, like the size is like twin full. It's like a full size bed. But I mean,
glad
you're a big boy. Paco's a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paco's a big boy. You're a big boy, and that was a good time. And I'm glad we have to share with the world.
That's exactly what went through my head. Dookie says, I don't care if I shit my pants. I'm going to wake up Paco. That was the attitude. That was the attitude.
Yeah.
Like Rome said, it's do or die, dude. You do it or you don't. You sacrifice everything.
You got to positively intend that I'm gonna.
What was that Mike Tyson quote? The Mike Tyson quote was like, I decided to be something that day, and it was to be a champion. So I decided to pull the phone.
I'm going to be a face punched guy or champion or both, really. I decided that I'm going to get punched in the face. I've been trying to for years now.
I wasn't doing the face punching, dude, and I did a punch so far away. I was probably 3 feet away from Paco, and it was enough force to knock him up out of his sleep.
It's so impressive on so many levels. Please post that video the second the show goes dead.
Should I post it on the
discussion board? Yes, I've now talked about it so much.
Discussion board is gonna get some heat tonight.
Like it's literally gonna get hot in there. I'm just happy that we finally came down from the pigeon joke back to potty humor. You know, like farts and poop. So
we never left that, to be fair. And we're just getting more awesome again.
Well, that's the thing is that the problem is we're supposed to be professional journalists, guys, and journalists. Journalist I. And last year, we throw chicken wings all over a rental car. We pour ranch all over a rental car. Sam dry docks the Black Pearl in the toilet in Atlanta. We have to use a trash can filled with water to undock it, which I still have that video, by the way.
Yeah.
I have me and Sam running around the Airbnb topless, chasing each other like a bunch of hillbillies.
Yeah.
What else?
We're cleaning our act up for SEMA.
Yes, we're getting more professional, guys. Little by little, we're getting better at this.
Yeah,
I guess maybe we'll see. Well, anyways, I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah, before we wrap it up, let's just remind the people who are listening: if you guys want to win this super sick Rib Royal Maximum Driftcast steering wheel, go on Patreon, sign up to Patreon, patreon.com/Maximum Driftcast.
Practically already worthless though, because Corey farted on it. Or maybe it's worth more.
It's worth more.
After this video comes out, those farts are going to be worth internet gold, baby. That's wheel is
Rip Royal's badass. Make sure you follow him and give him a shout out to him.
Yeah,
just wash your hands. Wash your hands after you use it because you'll get pink eye otherwise.
I'll make sure to pass that.
Swollen face when he wakes up tomorrow.
Paco's had pink eye since that day, and that was like a year and a half ago.
Do you know what? It makes sense that when I started needing glasses, it was after that time. That's
right
what it
at
was.
That same time.
Yeah, that bad gas will do permanent damage for sure.
Yep. So, earthquake. Wait, where am I? God damn it.
The best part is his hair is so messed. All right, we're going to go.
All right, guys. Well,
Sam, aka Driftcast, Paco. Paco is Taco Ibarra on Instagram. Corey is Corey Osford. You can see us there. Thanks to sponsors, Grid Life, AEM, Link ECU, and our Patreon. Once again, sign up to Patreon. Even every small amount helps. Get that Grip Royal wheel.
Win a wheel through Driftcast. So thank you guys for tuning. See you next week. Have a good night.